Okay, so today I'm going to continue my little permanent variant gauntlet that I was doing, and we're almost through with them. We're sort of in the overtime phase where I went through every single one that sort of appears normally in alphabetical order, but some of them are excluded for whatever reason. And I'm happy to see two things with how the site works, because I haven't really. I played variants maybe a little bit as I had returned to chess on this channel like 2 years ago, but maybe like 2.5 years ago now. But I didn't really try and mess around with the variants too much. So there's a lot more of them here than I ever remember. And uh there's also this nice ability to not only make your own kind of when you host them, but also you tend to find matches pretty easily, at least in the 2-player ones. The 4-player ones can be pretty difficult, but if I host my own of any of them, even if they have 0 players, I tend to find a match pretty easily. So I can't remember where we were actually at, and it's going to be extremely hard to figure out which ones. It's going to be extremely hard to figure out which ones are actually. I thought we had already like done this. Oh no, because it was like spell chess plus that. But we had done black letter chess. That was like the main recent major one that we had done. And it was my longest streak, like 9 games in here. And again, some of those might have been resignations or whatever. And like even early resignations when nothing's even happening, but whatever. 1, 2, 3 of con a snag, which is whenever it's 3, it means it's actually 2, right? You're winning 2 and then losing the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apparently 4 in that one. I don't remember it super well. I don't even fully understand how that one works, because you have to check the Black King 99 times, but then white starts with more material, but I don't know. Crazy Cavalier was kind of fun. I don't know. See, why is it showing that? That's not what Crazy Cavalier is. Or no, it is. Okay, Cross Derby is one very knight focused. What a nightmare. But at least this one I kind of find fun, because even the pawns promote to knights, I think. So it is. And I love these ones where the knights are like off the board. Like they're the only piece that really would work like that, I guess. Because they can jump over the empty space and then come onto the board. We've seen that mechanic in a couple of variants. Like, that's my favorite position for the knight, when it's not even in the game and it's off the fucking board. And that's where it should just stay. Emperor's Tomb was pretty fucking wild. Some of these I genuinely just don't even understand as I'm doing them, but it's gonna be very hard. Like I don't want to accidentally do one that I've already done. Right? If we go down, we should be pretty much almost done. There's all these weird ones though that I didn't do somehow. Like Black Letter we must have done. So it's sort of in a pseudo alphabetical order too, but like I definitely didn't do these when I was trying to go by this list basically, but I feel like some of that doesn't even line up. So like where would we be here? We would have we did Courier Chess, we did Counter Turn just now, we did Crazy Cavalier, we did that one, we did that, we did Enchanted Woodland, so Infiltration Danger. You just have to realize like how many of these you could potentially make, and there's like an infinite amount. And at the end of this, I should probably make my own. I'll just make like maybe one of my own and play it until I lose. And you might think, oh, that gives me the advantage. But just because you make it doesn't mean you even know how to play it at a high level, right? In fact, plenty of these are made by people who weren't even that great at chess, period. Either they don't even play it, or they play it very little, or they're only like 2,000 FIDE. It doesn't mean like it's always a world champion or something. So Enchanted Woodland. So what we tend to check is here, like, or no, I keep fucking it up. Infiltration Danger. I can almost guarantee I didn't do it, but you won't be able to tell, because if it was so long ago, what was Inferno? If it was so long ago, it would have been like, it won't appear in the history anymore. What was Inferno? What? I don't think I remember playing this. Maybe it'll come up later in the. But you would think I would have then, based on this. Is it like maybe a 4-player thing? But it couldn't be, because it has like two. It has like 2 versions of it. Free for all, or no? I mean, it is 4-player, I guess, because I don't understand. How would I even verify? Like, you can't tell whether I played something or not, because it won't show everything that I've ever played. Or let me see it from here. Okay, Chaturanga only, which I'm constantly not living up to my title. So now you go back as far as you can, and again, some of these aren't going to really be on there. Torpedo, sideways, but no, I kind of took a break from doing this last week because I wanted to try that Chess Evolved online game or whatever, which was pretty cool, but the problem there was finding a match. It was pretty difficult. But yeah, let's do the infiltration one. Okay, attack your opponent, deliver a checkmate. Very, or maybe some of these are actually just made by random people, but they're good enough to, like, who is this guy? Some of them are good enough to actually be popular enough to be hosted on here. Like, how will they decide that? We do the 10-minute thing. It doesn't really tell you what it does, though. Like, what you're supposed to do. You are trying to checkmate the enemy king. So let's just count the material. Red has more material, but you're in more immediate danger. You have 12 points, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then they have 10, 16, or wait. 10, 16, 20. No, they have actually more. So they have a better position and more. So what the fuck? But I guess they're going to get forked and lose one of these immediately. Like, what would be the optimal? No, they're not. I don't fucking know. Some of these don't even adequately explain them to you. But no, this seems like it's made by just some random person on the site who might be some famous player too anyway, but it's just, that would be almost my kind of thing. I should make my own and just have them get fucking, I'll make my own chess video game with a whole bunch of variants. But the whole problem with those kind of things like Chesscraft or whatever, Chess Evolved, the problem is that you run into a situation where I fucked up already. You run into a situation where nobody actually plays them, and it's kind of like, see, like, there'll be some obvious immediate opening theory thing here where it's like, oh, you're supposed to do it in such and such way. But the thing is that you won't possibly know that. You won't know exactly how to play it. So the whole point is you're trying to, if you push out the knights, that can be very powerful, but never be ashamed to see. Now if he goes down, no, but you won't be able to go there. You got to realize the knights are really the weak link, because if you could have pushed out, for example, this knight, then you could just take this, but you still can't because of the pawn. These two are connected. This is attacking here. It's still covered. I like the heavy emphasis focus on the bishop, but you could go here and then you're kind of screwed because this one gets fucked up. Let's actually go here with it. So now you take what? Whatever, I'm just trying to open shit up, I guess. So one of these on the back rank is going to get fucked over. And the reason why is because you'll go here. So I almost want to put it here. I've already blundered like 2 things in a row. See, I get embarrassed that, like, oh, I don't want to take too long. Let's just play it, or somebody will quit out then. But the whole point is when you've never played one of these before, you should almost try to, I don't know if these will actually promote. It doesn't tell you anything. Like, how are you supposed to even know those basic elements of the game? So this is in trouble. You could certainly take one or the other there. But no, I kind of doubt it will let you promote, but you do start off in a material disadvantage with respect to, I just don't even see any fucking opening that you can do anything, dude. You won by checkmate. Now, I wasn't trying to checkmate. I was trying to actually... Okay, so it's a lot easier to do, I guess, than I think. Because your pawns are right there in his face. All I was trying to do is, like, go to here and then, like, try to fork them and try to trade. So let me try to understand this. I'm just as shocked as they are. All you would have to do to start the game is get rid of one of their bishops and then just do that. But there's so many other elements. Like, they could... Well, the king can't really move is the point, right? Neither of our kings can really move. Or no, I guess mine's in a better spot. Mine could move. I'm not going to pretend like I understand what happened, but I was doing pretty badly, so we just got kind of lucky. All they have to do is move the rook out of the way, right? If the rook is not able to block, the knight already can't block, and then so you get rid of one of the bishops, get rid of the bishop, trade it, or get it out of that line, and then also get the rook away. Not even that you have to capture them, and then all you'd have to do is check from there. So again, even as it happened, I didn't know that was happening. That might have been the earliest it could have happened or something. So the point is the pawns are the whole infiltration element that's kind of letting you I'm just gonna hate the fact of not knowing what I played and what I haven't. Because if I went by this, then some of these would have already been there, but it couldn't be. Like Petrified, but I didn't do Petrified here, I don't think. I don't know. Like, what the fuck is Inferno? I don't remember even playing that. But you can apparently do it against partner with the player across from you to checkmate the opponent and win. Okay, so we are, this time, the orange, so it's only fair that we get to play as both sides to kind of see what's going to happen. So you can get checkmated very easily is the problem, right? So you have to make sure that these diagonals stay strong. Let me actually see... Okay, this is actually good if you... Well, okay. Let me move my knights out. You're covered by both diagonals, so you don't even have to worry about it. You're attacking there, which is a problem for sure. So I already fucked up because now the rook is going to get taken. So let me try to roam with this one, I guess. You'll take it and I'll take with the pawn. And the thing is, I kind of want to do that because then at least it opens my king's ability to move with respect to... But like now their king is going to be potentially very exposed, but I don't see exactly how. Or I guess I don't have a dark square bishop at all. Are getting kind of forked by the king. I don't know whether this is a good thing or not for the king to be roaming this much. Right, but at least mine can move, so even if you were to go there, you can easily just move it. You could block into there, they'll take back. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, but at least now both of our kings are much more... What the fuck? See, I didn't know. I didn't know that it... That aspect definitely favors them, so I just lose right on the spot. Because... I'm so confused. What is... Yeah, so the whole red pawn is so much more favored, because mine wouldn't be able to promote anyway. In fact, I barely even had any, so... You can just go here, and it should be almost already mate. I go here. As if I'm supposed to know how to do this shit. Like, so... You know, even the first game, I just got completely lucky. I'm not saying that they necessarily know what they're doing either, but... That one was genuinely... It's amazing how many times I lose to just the basic rules. I didn't know whether there's promotion or not, because or what it would be too, because it seems unfair that, oh, you know, you would just be able to do that so easily. So that's a bigger dynamic in the game than anything else. Should be very easy to get a mate here, but I don't give a shit. Like, I just don't get it, bro. That's so dumb how... I really should shamelessly take a long amount of time. I'm too honorable with that, honestly. I don't like draws in regular chess, even though I can get them almost every single game I've ever fucking played. And then I don't like this aspect. Where, you know, like I want to learn it, but you would assume... That really is my wrong assumption. You assume that people don't know what they're doing with that, like any of these. He's 1950, but it's not just in that mode, I guess. Like, what is it? 60% is based on that. Like, maybe he knows a little bit what he's doing, but I assume everybody's as bad as me and not going to know what they're doing, and so then it's okay. You can just kind of learn. But even the first game, I was getting destroyed. That's why the whole 10-minute thing is there for me, that I'm saying, like, that's the one allowance I should be given when you obviously are doing a lot of these for the first time. That one's kind of cool, but some of these you think are just very imbalanced. Like, how is this fair? So, red has a minor material disadvantage, but it has a major positional advantage because of the, like moving the knights is itself incredibly dumb. Like, you just shouldn't do it. But no, some of these you can guarantee are not very even. The whole fallacy with regular chess, rook mate. I'm going to assume, that didn't appear on the thing. Fight for superior pawn structure. Do not focus on 7 check early on. You have to give 7 checks to the rook. And make sure do not get a losing piece imbalance. Each player starts with 7 lives and a royal rook. Castling is unavailable. Players with only the royal piece remaining are forfeit. But that means the king isn't in check, or is it? That's the thing. Bare piece rule. So, like, your king can just be checking a king 7 times to checkmate, but the king is not the regular king. So this is very similar to just regular chess. So why not just win in a normal way? Right, would be perfectly fine. The 7 checks might not even come into play. Let's just double check. You would think I would remember this, but this is, chess players have to have good memory. They can remember games from decades ago, like grandmasters and stuff. But I can't even remember what fucking variants I have and haven't played. And to be fair, it's not very clear with how they organize these. Like, I'm grateful for how many they have, but it just doesn't work right. The troll fiesta. What's the troll? The fact that there isn't even that mode playable. Like, I don't get how they fucking organize this. So here we'll go. I don't even remember what it was just called. Rookmate. I don't understand this shit at all, honestly. Rubicon. Take the upper hand in an unending crazy house trade-off. Is it really unending, though? Okay, let's do this one. I swear I'm going to end up playing one that I've already played, and that ruins the whole thing, but I don't know how else I can manage this. If it's in the archive, I won't do it, but because I would assume that I've already done it, but how, like, either I couldn't find them, or some of these have changed since I've done it, or, because that's all I did. I think I went through this checklist, and I just went one by one and looked them up, and if they weren't there, I kept going, but some of these I don't remember actually doing. Or like Petrified, I did as part of this stretch because I don't remember doing it in the original. And it like bugged out, I swear too. Like that one wasn't even working properly. So this you could just play seemingly like a normal game, except instead of checking the king, you're trying to check the rook. Or you could mate the rook, presumably too, obviously. So let's play it like a normal game, except that already is wrong because, well, I'll do everything besides the castle, I guess. At least in this case, rook is a strong piece that can actually fight back. But maybe you shouldn't develop the king side so much because I don't know, you would think most of these I could win just on the strength of like normal play. And I'm not even saying I'm that good, or I'm acting like that, but the king is just a cosmetic fucking clown here. Right? What I'm doing here doesn't actually matter, but I might trick them into thinking, it doesn't, I don't think it makes any difference at all. You could totally just ignore it. Right, like I'm acting like, oh, everything's pinned, everything's whatever. It's just not relevant. As long as you play a solid, normal, positional kind of game, everything would be okay. So you get to raise this, I guess. Just watch out for some sneaky trick play. Sometimes I just have to wonder, though, like, who are these people that end up doing these crazy things? Like, they're just playing random variants. Like, these aren't experienced players, you would think. They're just doing random stuff. Now, let me test my theory that that's not going to actually cause me to get mated and lose the game. But now it magically will, because the rule is different. Right? This is the Royal King. This is not. So what would happen if I lose that? I guess I don't have to find out, but you should just play this in like a normal way. Or why shouldn't you be able to castle the other way? It says castling is unavailable, but like in what way? See, what it does is it sort of resets the whole preconceived notion. Not that I'm even good at regular chess, but it's the notion that, that's why people like 960, but even that's a little different because, um, hey SK, how's it going? I made a famous puzzle to do with the knight. Oh, cool. I'd probably find it to be a nightmare because I hate knights. Or some of these, a lot of variants are actually based around the knight in that way. Like, just every piece that's a hybrid is a hybrid of the knight, because if you made a hybrid of the rook and the bishop, it wouldn't work because it's already like a queen. So you have to make a hybrid of the knight and the bishop, or the knight and the rook and everything else. So, or a knight and a pawn, or some knight and the king even. Um, so it ends up being the centerpiece of that and sort of the mascot of every game anyway, or of chess generally, just the appearance of it and everything. So we'll go here just for the fuck of it, I guess, because we're trying to trade, and moving the king isn't really a big deal. But no, it makes it like where nobody knows what they're doing, so then it's an even playing field, kind of like chess is originally when you're playing against new players. But there's such a fallacy that people will treat it kind of differently than that. Like there's some, you could check it here, but is that really that big of a deal, or even is it possible? Sometimes towards the end of the game, you will basically see you could get a check off. You could totally do it. You'll be down to 6 just by trading. You'll get the check, but you still won't do it. Somehow you have this god level discipline that you won't. Like, what is this style of play that people do? I don't understand it. I'm not going to trade because I'm a 1509 provisional player in some random fucking variant, and I'm not going to trade even though I get up on the score. They don't know my pink flamingo technique. They don't know fucking that hasn't gone viral yet. Like, how do you know not to do this? It's not even advantage. It's not even an advantage for you, fucking clown, dude. It's not an advantage for me, but you still won't do it. It's sort of an advantage for you, even. I hate that, man. You think because, oh, I'm offering it, I want it to happen, but whatever. Now we'll just kind of waste time a little bit, and it just makes my life easier because that's my whole style of play. It's sort of defensive, and if I get the queen off the board, I don't have to worry about anything. But you could sort of, you can't do that. I can just win in a normal way, but it won't be very normal because you won't be mating the normal king, so it is still weird. But there's no easy way to give it a check or anything anyway. Like if the bishop was attacking it from here, I don't know. This one goes, what's the puzzle though? You can link it if you, or I could maybe find it from, if his name's the same on there, SKA234. I tend to really hate doing puzzles, but everyone always suggests them, obviously, or just studying in general. I kind of hate to do. But yeah, the whole desire of variance for some people is like, okay, even if you are experienced at chess, it's going to be very different because it kind of resets everybody's knowledge, and even people who think they're good are not going to be that good anymore. So it creates a level playing field, but then people try hard at them too. It's not like you couldn't learn any given one of these. It's just some preconceived notion that they're not popular, so nobody's really going to try to do that. You got to watch out for the knights, because if I move either one, the other one could get taken. And this gets into a very stale, irritating part of the game, because if I go there, then you could go back there, then you'll be threatening to attack there. Wouldn't that sort of be a mate in itself anyway, too? Because you're checking the rook, but the rook also can't go anywhere, so that's all you would have to do. So I gotta find a way to move the knight, first of all. So this is pretty much, very similar to a normal game where like there can be these minor variations that happen, but doesn't mean you can't use the rook aggressively either. You can kind of just do whatever you want. So if you go here, there are problems that it poses, but I'm going to let it happen anyway. Like, oh no, you're giving a check, even though it's not a check. it's not covered, so you still have to worry about that a little bit. I could take back, like, what if we do this, for example, now? You're not really in check with that, so it's not really a big deal, but it could be interesting. You can somehow get the king to move. Now, this pawn is in a very odd spot for both of us, so we could create like a double stack or something. But no, the whole idea here is you get to, if you get this thing moved, then you take, but they could even still take back with the rook. That's the problem. So giving the 7 checks is not going to be probably likely to happen, right? That's going to be so hard. You'd be more likely to just mate them outright. You can go like this, just push it out. You know, always treat the knight for what it is, as a super weak link of a piece. And that's true even in most variants, except for the fact that, or here's the point, is you could take that, but you can't still, because again, the rook can take back. So here, where does it go? I mean, I think I'd rather just take. This person is very obstinate about the trading possibility, and they just refuse to do it. So now it comes to, you can't give a check to it without getting taken yourself, but I can't walk myself into a check either for the double stack. So now, what is going to happen here? I could try to double stack from this angle. You could take there, and I'm assuming that doesn't matter, because he's had the chance to do it before, so it's just treating the king like a regular piece. Like, it's just confusing, because what the fuck is this even there for, then? So this you can't do anything with. This would be an Octopus Knight fork if you actually raise this. I could do it like this, maybe, where I get to... That might be a very strong position, though, because anytime you move the king, you basically just can't move the king. So I have to... I can't figure out really how to do it, though. If you move this, I take. If you don't move it, I can't really do anything for now. I'll try to bring the other thing in there. This is covering here. This is covering here. If you take, I take. But if I move the queen, then you can just take this period. So I can't let that happen either. What you have to do is figure out a cover or a different position for the king itself. And if you can do that, then, or you can even give a check to that now. I'm not even, I don't even care, I guess. It's only one check and you can easily move and it's no big deal, but they also had the chance before to do that with the trade, but this, I don't know what this person's brain works like, so there is like that mentality. Maybe they're just trying to avoid doing stuff because I'm trying to do it, but they don't realize I'm only trying to do it to simplify things, not to actually, not because it's actually good. Objectively, right? Like, it wouldn't be a winning play. That was just a kind of a mistake, but I don't really know what I'm doing anyway. Now, if you get a dark square check on there, it could be some sort of weird mate, but it's not quite that simple. This is a fork that would sort of, aside from giving that up, which I shouldn't really do, like even here. Oh, maybe I could, maybe I could have already done that, because if you take, I take, and if you don't do anything, then I can take this. You have to move at least the rook. But you could just do that and then, well, as long as the queen is there. If you move the queen, you don't have to move the queen, that was the point. I might go like this, which again, you can get it down to 5, and I'd be fine with doing that. Like, fucking... So how would a draw really happen anyway? Or the point is, it's a bare piece rule, so if I'm up by like a piece, you could basically... What was I gonna do? You could take there. You could try to do... No, I can't do it. Like, because I can't really leave the knight there, or I guess I could for now. If I just double attack this, you still can't raise it, so this itself is good. You'll take this. You'll kind of double attack this, and I won't have another way to cover it, I guess. If you take there, I take the queen. If you take there, I take back. If you go there, I can take. You go there, there's no other good check. So the whole point of what I was trying to do is I was trying to... Now there's another forking position potentially there. I don't know exactly what that move does. You're just trying to take from this. You still can't take there yet. You go there, it lets him in there, which is a little bit scary to be sure. If I go like this, you can probably do something else damaging. The Darkstar Bishop is in the Prowl. I have the... And yeah, some of these variants make the Bishop even better on average, because anytime the board is bigger than the 8x8, right, you end up obviously having a longer diagonal, whereas the Knight stays the same. So the Knight is sort of the butt of the joke, where it's going to be, oh, you know, look at all these cool pieces that combine the Knight with the movement pattern of another piece. But it's not really because it's good, it's just because it's different and awkward. And then you also have the simple ability to... Okay, so now you have to move the Knight, which allows you to go there. So, I mean, look, man. There's nothing... Like, what would happen, though? Like, if I can't go there, so I'd have to go down. I don't know. So assuming the check is just going to happen. Like, I don't get this shit at all, but... What is this shit, bro? I'll just go here. I don't care. You go there, you give a check. Okay, so I get out of there, then you can't give a check again, period. And so that's fine. Or you could, because you can take this. Okay, you're just going to win now, probably on the sheer number of checks that we have. Alright. So you can go here, give another check. Something, I don't fucking care. How can you even keep doing this? Like, why wouldn't you be able to stop it? When can you do this normally, where... Why can't I... Okay, that was at least a good little sequence. I didn't really see what was going to happen there. So by not trading the queen, you sure showed me there, because I don't know what the fuck level of discipline these people have. Like, why you would... There's no real reason to think like that, because even better attacking players will say, okay, maybe you shouldn't do it, but you don't know how to attack like those better players, so why wouldn't you just do it? Then if you end up losing, you'll obviously say the same thing, so... There was something good with this. Like, if you could just put more pressure on the king, obviously that's very dangerous, because you can never move the king now, or you just lose the game. Right, so the king is pinned, but it's not like the king is that useful of a piece here anyway. That was good. I mean, at least the way that he won was moderately impressive. I'm a little bit confused how it happened. I guess I just left this too exposed. Like, it's just way too wide open. So now you can just do whatever you want. And I guess I wasn't understanding this. Why can't you take this, but because you're pinned? I was almost thinking about it backwards. Like, oh, you can take this, then I'll just take. But for once, the king is actually a better piece than normal, but it just doesn't work. Right, because you can't fight back that way. Like, you'd never be able to check a king like that without a cover, but... So that's the one disadvantage I guess you have. It is more vulnerable in this way. So that was good. Like, he's doing 2 checks without a cover, right? That one you don't need it because it's diagonal, and obviously the rook can't fight back. And then this one because you're pinned. But I guess even if you weren't pinned, it's more just that you don't have anywhere to go, right? Like, even if that rook wasn't there, you could still give this check, right? It's just... You would presumably have somewhere else to go, maybe, or something. So that one was at least cool. Let's see, maybe one more that we can look at. You have Infiltration Danger, you have Rookmate, you have Rubicon, which maybe I vaguely remember doing this or something similar. Again, I'll just defer to the archive. Like, if it's somehow... I'm pretty sure I was pretty authentic with doing this, like... Right, it's not here, so it just couldn't be. Let's go ahead and try. We've played other ones with similar elements, but... Like, the Sergeant's one we definitely did, but did I do it recently, or did I do it here? See, like, I think I did... I looked up Sergeant's Laboratory, but then in doing that, I found the Sergeant's Checker, so maybe that's why... Right, I must have done this instead. I do remember this one actually exactly, which was kind of cool. Where you're supposed... I didn't understand it at the time, and that's why I lost. You have to get the Royal King to the center. But in order to get it to the center, you have to get... I don't know. You have to, like, get one of your pieces to... Wait. You would capture this, but for some reason you can't. Wait, what did you have to do? You had to, like, walk your thing out all the way across. What? You have to get the Royal King to the center, but you have to open this because it's the opposite color square. But how come you can't just capture it then? You had to, like, walk the thing all the way across and then capture it with something and then come back. So, like, you promote one of these maybe into... I don't even remember, even though I already played it. It's something weird. You have to walk all the way across the board, then come all the way back. Okay, so let's try this one. I don't think I played it before, although something very similar. It has the stupid Jiangji horse, and it has the stupid... So this is like some apparently endless crazy house, even though I don't see what's so endless about it. You go ahead and you get to... Fight for strong king pawn structure. Lock down the piece of the opponent. Do not focus on material. Focus on the pawn structure positional advantages. Captured pieces go to banks and can be dropped on the first 4 ranks of the board. Capturing pieces and pawns earns points. Player who has more than 40 points. Okay, so that's the thing. But then why are you saying don't worry about positional advantage? Because the 40 points will come into play every time you trade something. You can put shit down anytime you want, but let's maybe just look for the normal... Well, there's not enough stuff out there, so you should probably start off by just doing that. They can put it on the first 4, so you have to watch out, right? They can put something down right now. It's not even making it clear whether checks or checkmate really matters, but... Like, let's just put this then. They would take, I would take... They could put something else, you know, surprising here. So they have a knight king, which just means they can move, you know, 1 square around like a regular king. You move the knight first. You can always go back. You want to just put out as much as possible as soon as possible, but does 35 really mean that I can, like... that I can put that many of them down? That's going to be a fucking nightmare board position that we end up in. So this one I hate, and I won't even use it because it's just confusing as fuck. What would it count as anyway? Or no, I mean, I guess you would have to because that's effectively your de facto bishop here. You could maybe try to... This would be like a fork, but I don't know how much that makes sense. You could, like, double take onto here, but now you can't. I'm just kind of putting stuff down just for the sake of putting stuff down, which is kind of good. Because wait a second, though. It's not even hurting my point total, so... I thought it would be like, you know, you have 35 points with which to take. You can fork it with this, and even though you can take back, I can still take, and that would be worth it. There must be something I'm missing. You could go here, but you actually can't. I think this works to some extent. You go there, but I can still... Oh, but then he could still take back, and oh, shit. Whoops. Of course, they would come up with something like this just out of the gate. That's very impressive. Okay, bro. Okay. Very impressive. I mean, why should I be surprised, man? I can still come back from that kind of deficit, but they haven't used their queen yet, so obviously I guess that wasn't too hard to see, but okay, bro. Of course, it's all part of their plan. Wait, that's only worth 1 though? And now, or wait a second. Shouldn't they have like 2 queens then, or did they waste it? Because they already had the queen. Now they should have a second queen because I don't fucking know what's going on. You go here, you attack this. I don't know what's happening. You can go maybe to here. What you kind of want to do sometimes is starve out your opponent's ability to take pieces sometimes. And the okay, dude. Okay, fine. You can just move like a regular piece out here still and just go like that. If he gets like 40 points, so even maybe playing the queen was a mistake. It's not like I needed it, and it's not like it was doing anything. And it seems like that's what it means by endless. You can put as much stuff down as you want. It's just a question of you can't let it get captured, otherwise it's gonna obviously hurt you. Some of these I feel like I just throw too. Like I'm not really taking them seriously, and then I'm not really taking the opponent seriously because clearly, you know, he made some relatively basic plays, but I'm just so shocked that like you would think they're not really going to do the optimal thing all the time. Right? They're not going to really fully know what they're doing, but I guess they just do. You can put it anywhere up to here. I mean, what would I have to do? I'd have to just capture an insane amount of material to make up for what has happened here. You put the thing down, you're trying to do it like that. Have to capture a lot of his shit without actually doing anything. So he'll take here, and I can't think of a way to actually cover it, or you could do it like this maybe. So now you take, I take, you take, I take, you take, I still take. Or apparently that we only had because, so the endless ones are the same core pieces that you start with, but they're not the same ones that you, like the knight I only had because of the simple fact that you could check and then take it because of that, I guess. You would check, I would take. It wouldn't really do a whole lot, though, so. Just remember, I have an infinite amount of material that I can put down. It's just that you cannot allow only but so much to be captured. And so I'm already down by 11, so I don't know how I would possibly come back when, you know, even if we trade everything evenly or at a minor advantage, I would just have to, like, win their queen if they even ever put down their queen. So again, you start with some of these, or no, maybe it's not quite as endless as I thought. You can go like this, and then I don't really know what he's gonna do, but you can create like some kind of crazy structure that they just can't deal with. And the reason why you can do that is because, um, you know, you can just do it. You can put a knight down on it. Well, no, there is a limit though. So I don't know. I'm confused by the unlimited claim that it makes. Let's just do this. Like, I don't even give a shit now. Create like some kind of god level structure. So like maybe these two are infinite, or normally the 35 means the point system that you have available. So I don't even know what that means then. You can have a total of 35, but also not really, because by that logic I should be able to play the queen again. Let's just try to get everything out there. They do have the queen left. to put. But they may even have two of them because they never played it in the first place, did they? So they have theirs and mine, or maybe they wasted mine by not playing theirs. So you would take, I could easily take back. I have plenty of other cover with which to take back. I just take these two casually, but you would assume, like, I always expect the first game to be a freebie, like, where the guy has no idea what he's doing, kind of like me, and I should just win because whatever, but I guess I'm just too bad to even get away with doing that. You're gonna get almost fucking trapped here. The way the Zhang Ji horse makes no sense at all, either, the way it moves. Or wait, is this already a promotion? They would take, I would take... I kind of just want to do it, but they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take. I'm not sure if that really benefited me at all. So most of these only seem to be worth 1, which is a little weird. Shouldn't they be worth more than that? Like, why would this would be at least worth 3 in a logical sense? Or maybe the ones that you put down from, I don't fucking know. The ones that you put down from this are worth less than when they are played normally at the beginning than what you start with, or because the queen was worth like a normal amount. Well, that's at least good. Now, can I do this because of the Zhang movement? I guess not because of that either. You can do this though, so maybe he's messing up and into a fork. And the reason why is because you can't take this because of this. So because I took this, now I can take one of these. So here comes the big comeback, but I don't know actually. Some of this they should be a little more clear on. How do I know what the piece value is going to be for some of these? It doesn't give you any vague indication even as you're doing this. I only have one pawn in reserve, they have a pawn and a queen, but that kind of doesn't matter. Right, what matters more is the simple fact of they take there. But the reason why that's not good is because wait. I would take, they would take... Why don't I just let them take? Let's just take a rook and let them take, because this is like a free rook too. Right, that's a +5. Now, how much do they get from this? But whatever they get, I would get back too. And I thought like maybe I would have this trapped in such a way that that's just like a free rook that they gave me. You can take with this one, that shouldn't really change anything. +7. Why is that +7? How the fuck are these piece values determined? Like I'm the biggest person who shits all over the knight, but it should be worth more than 1. And it's a knight king, no less. Now I could take this anytime I want, which maybe seems to be worth it. You can go maybe to here. So no, you are forking in a way, and the reason why is because you're forking like this into this. So that could itself be valuable. And if this is worth 7 like what I think, then maybe somehow that makes sense, that it's actually worth it. I don't know why that would be worth that much more. This should be like 4, this should be like whatever. Oh shit, now I'm actually up. I'm actually tied. I don't know how the fuck this piece value makes any goddamn sense, but okay. You have to be careful how you play these because... Okay, let's not get too cocky now, but this thing shouldn't be able to move without getting taken. And so now I should just be able to take it, period, but then he'll move like there. He'll move like there is the problem. But then I should be able to take this, or I maybe won't be able to. I won't put my trust in that shit anyway. That maybe isn't the best idea because now it's like whoever's first to take. So that could have, if he had take, he's at 35, I'm at 35, so then it's very dangerous. And so now you have a situation where a lot of this is going to be the first to take. Why is this one so mathematically impossible for me to figure out how to take without losing something? Why is that so hard? it's basically trapped, but I can't figure it out. And it's only worth like 1 maybe too, but I have no idea. I somehow came back though just on the point. All right. Now how come he couldn't have done that from like a century ago? That's only 1 dinky pawn. I don't understand how to capture this piece at all. I have no idea. Let's create some sort of double stack, or let's just give a random check. So now if we take, he could take back, which wouldn't be worth it because it would be awfully dangerous, and they have a lot of pawns to go on here. This one would presumably be covered by that, but I don't know if it is or not, because the Jiangxi horse makes basically no sense at all. So they would take, I would take. You can't let this get taken though, because it's going to be 7. All the other shit seems to be worth only like 1. The rook is still worth 5. Why the fuck would this be worth 7? I guess because, oh, it's the knight plus the bishop, but it's not even that because it's a shitty knight. So now you take there, which is fine, I guess. Then, so I thought I had somehow had that trap, but obviously I didn't. The Jiangxi thing is very dangerous to let get out of control here. I don't know. You have this maybe double attacked, which is okay. It's just dangerous though, because if he takes either of these once, I'm dead. And he has plenty of opportunity to do it. He could just like put down the queen and fucking do whatever he wants. You have this already, but then you would have that path to take, I guess. I'm surprised I even was able to get it this close, because if I'm the first one to take, then it's over. Like, I take this, he takes this, then I take something. But what is that something that I take that's going to be worth like 5? Like, this is worth 7. The act of doing that is almost good enough because... Oh, shit. The act of doing that is good because you take... Wait, what is this? If I take this... Now, if I take this, I win. If I take this, I win. Because it's 7 points already. I guess if you moved it... No. You're kind of fucked, aren't you? Anywhere you go with that, you're trapped and then you should just lose. What are you telling me about the point system? What are you telling me? Can I not claim the win? Like, how do you do that? Player who's ahead... Oh, no, you have to be ahead by more than 40 points. Okay, that's my fault. Not simply getting to 40, but I am still winning, but I don't know how to do this exactly. This is problematic. Wait, no, I can just do that. Wait, that's a +5 though. Why did I think that was +1 from before? Now we can at least get out of there a little bit. You come to here, you give a check, and you can take and fork as well. Nice fucking game, dude. Nice game. If you go here, I can take back. I'm not too happy with that. I'm still 51 though somehow. But they have like the queen and stuff in reserve, so that would be the main difference of what they have here. So aside from flagging, I'm not really... Like, even if you flag but you're up on the score, maybe that would be... I don't know. You go to here, I could take back. So this is worth more than that. What is constantly worth 1 though? I don't get it. Somehow we came back from blundering like the queen and stuff early on. Like a rook and a queen almost, but it has less to do with actual true value and more to just do with the subjective weird value of like, you know, the, oh, this is worth 7, even though I don't think it is at all. So I almost don't want to trade too much, or that's kind of a little bit dangerous, but not really. But kind of. You have this, but then how do I really effectively cover it is a big question. I might just use this like as a pawn anyway. If you go to here, I can easily just move it. But it's covered. I mean, this thing can be handy just for the fact that it's working like a king. That movement pattern in itself is just great for covers. Now this will cover there. Everything is just covering each other. Just have a knight king orgy. What is it called? Like a general. So I'm up enough on the material where I don't need to even worry about anything. Or that was kind of a mistake, but it's actually that could have been a mistake actually. Because then if I'm forced to move it, then I don't know how these covers are entirely going to work. They would take, I would take. You don't want to do this trade because then you're actually down material. They come to there, I take. They come to there. I think I can take with the Zhang Ji shit. Take. They can take this. He's going to do some crazy take at the end here, and I'm not going to be too sure what it is because I don't want to do any takes where I can't take back or where he can take back, like even that way. That could even be a bad thing, I guess, but they would take, I would take back is the thing, and they're pretty close to flagging, but so am I. I would take, they would take. You could do this. If you take, I take back. If you take, I take. If you take, I still take. The queen. Wait, what happened? Why was my time still going down there? Didn't it go down like after my turn was over? They take, I can just keep spamming this. So is this going to be like a threefold repetition in some other way? They would take, I would still take. I'm at least doing it from a different angle, so it shouldn't be a threefold repetition. So somehow I win because of time, but I could not explain remotely to you what the fuck happened there. Black plus 40, but it's actually not plus 40. Oh wait, how? What? Or I mean, it's the act of them forfeiting that effectively simulates that win condition, I guess. So that one was weird, but just remember what an amazing comeback it was. Because look at how it started, right? We somehow fuck up a new number of ways. So playing the queen is kind of a double-edged sword. You almost don't even want the queen sometimes. Because of the simple fact that we get double forked and fucked over. And we somehow lose like the rook even too. Or no, maybe we don't. Yeah, we lose the rook. Like I completely throw the game. Okay, see you later. Okay, so here I'm going to continue, and I guess I underestimated how many variants there would actually be because all this series was meant to be was something I was I kind of wanted to do originally, like when I first came back to streaming and playing chess, but then I was just so disgusted by how bad I was, right, that I thought I kept underperforming, so I just made it a priority to try to just get better, period. Even though I didn't really study, whatever. I just played more standard chess than I expected to, even though I always like variants more and stuff. So this was like my celebration for getting 1700. But if I do this every time, and if I do better with some of these, because of how many there are, this could go on for fucking ever. Like, you know, I haven't played a game of standard chess in a couple of months now, it feels like, because of doing this. And maybe I played one like just against a viewer very briefly, but generally speaking, I haven't played any in a while, which is a good motivating factor because I almost don't even want to, but it's so weird how they organize it. I guess you can't complain. Like, it's a good problem to have that you know, you have so many, but the way they organize is completely wrong. So black letter chess is our best streak so far at 9 games, which again, I'm not going to say it's that impressive, but it was still good. And those are the kind of long streaks we want to have. But this one, I swear, I lose a lot of them just because I don't fucking know how they work at all. Even with the explanation, some of them don't explain it. I think I won the rookmate, or was it this? I actually don't remember. I don't know why it makes you look up your own username as if that's not. So I won Rubicon. I think I won it more so on time. Or this was like an epic comeback game. Let's actually look at this briefly. Where like I blunder stuff at the beginning, so you have to realize what you're doing when it comes to the piece value. So you can put down seemingly as much as you want, which is unclear because the 35 would indicate like, oh, that's the piece value, but you can put down like 1,000,000 horses. There's no limit to them, it seems like. So here I fuck up and I got royal forked, and I get forked again with the with that. So if you look at the piece, let's just try to understand the piece value. So let's just look at the takes. Okay, when the captain takes the captain is worth 5. The guy with the little, the general, right? The queen is worth 9, so that's normal, right? These are normal values, but some of them don't make sense. Like the knight might only be worth 1 or something. But yeah, like why is that worth 1? It makes no fucking sense. Maybe because he put it down from the... Like, why? That was just worth 5. I guess because he put it down from the crazy house thing, as if I'm supposed to be able to figure that shit out. So now, you get 4, that's worth 5, that's what you would expect. Then we feel like we have that knight trap there, but we don't. And then somehow I come back and win this, even if it's on time or even if it's on material. These things are worth like 7, which doesn't seem right at all. Right, the captain's worth 5, this is worth 7. I'm the biggest fan of the bishop, but I don't think the Zhang horse movement that it has is very impressive, so I wouldn't... the pawn's worth like 1. So that's actually what won me the game, is the Zhang shit is so overpowered that... See, look at the creative fork that we get here. This is the kind of shit that you get from the captain, or the general is actually what it's supposed to be called. You go here and it's like, oh, I'm forking you with my knight, because the knight movement's forking you and the king movement is attacking you, and you can't fight back. So you're fucked because you're either going to lose 5 or 7, which technically this is worth 5. So why you couldn't just do that, I don't know. But then he lets me do that, which is better. So it's like 30 to 30. So I blunder my queen and a rook to 2 forks consecutively, and then we still win the game, which makes no sense at all. But it's because these piece values are inflated as hell. But the king knights can be very handy. I mean, this is going to be a clusterfuck. I'm not going to act like I'm too confident, but somehow we did it. And I think it's mainly because the guy flagged. You might think, oh, look at how much I'm up by. But that only happened because you're winning. But I was winning by like 3. So the point is you got to take advantage of the fact that, oh, other people don't know how it works, or, are playing it for the first time. Except I would say that, and I almost feel bad about it sometimes. Like, oh, look at me. I'm exploiting these newbie players. But I also don't know what I'm doing and haven't really played this one ever from what I remember. I don't even know what this one is, really. The first several moves, maybe I shouldn't put the queen down because it becomes a liability and it's very questionable. And the reason why is because I don't know. Like, you should put a whole bunch of shit down. We'll put one on like each diagonal. You have the little Zhang weird horse movement. It's like where it can't jump over stuff, and then it moves at like some weird diagonal in order to jump over stuff. So I don't fully understand it. I'm fine with putting a couple of these down. Let's just build up our army here. This one's a little different than some of the setup ones, where this one's like you're actively doing it during the course of the game. Like, how much of this shit can I put down? I'll just put down as much as I want. Fuck it, dude. So there is a limit. So you have 2 knights, 2 captains, 2 of the bishop. They're called dragons, actually. Dragon, captain, general, whatever you want to call it. So everything is fine now. I almost didn't want to put down the queen, but if we're going to do it like that, this is at least better, because now we don't have to worry about the other shit. The only time that's going to happen is if you're able to... See, that shows you my ideation for defensive structures. I don't even want to take it. What it shows you is the simple fact that you want to... Now, why would you do that? Why would you possibly do that? That seems like you're giving up the knight for nothing, but why does the piece value equate Wait, what am I missing? First of all, why don't I get to drop that captain back down? That makes no sense. I killed the captain, so why don't I get it? And why does it only count 1 point? It makes no sense. That's supposed to be 5. You're attacking this, which is all cute. You're more than adequately covered. This would be already immediately a royal fork, except it's covered. It's only covered in 2 ways, from the 1 knight here and the 1 bishop there. But I mean, we'll leave it where it is for now. He seems to be loading up here, but I don't know to what extent I should really worry about that. What was that sound? It made it sound like somebody disconnected or drew or something. So something is very confusing about this, and the reason why it's confusing is because of the simple fact that I guess the one thing you don't have now is the element of surprise, but I prefer that simplicity. Like, now I don't have to worry about anything, you know, unless we capture. And even then, apparently, you don't have to worry about it too much. Like, so you can only place it on the first 4 rows, but what you have is a simple ability to basically, I'd be more than happy, we'll trade this off. Just do it. Now, what it allows you to do is it allows you to put that back down anywhere that you want. And if you can do that, then, you know, you can just put it here. So this is where it becomes endless, though, because you'll keep doing it. Then we'll trade again, and then we'll put it down again, and it won't get us anywhere. So that's where almost time comes into play. So how would I get a maneuver a knight to get up there? To be, well, it's too much of an ideal situation, right? You can't have this wishful thinking calculation all the time. There'll be something weird with this that you can do, and the reason why you can do it is because if this moves, then you can obviously, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take. I have plenty of cover, even from the knights themselves. They would take, I would take with a regular knight, I guess. Now, if they take, I take, they take, I take, they take, I still take. That seems cute, but what does it matter? Because you have... My thing would have had to go here for the royal fork, and of course there's too much stuff stopping it. There's nothing wrong with this play, because you still seem to have adequate cover, so I'm not 100% sure what this is. Like, you'll do the queen take first, but even if you do... I don't know. Oh, you have 2 of these, but you wouldn't do it. Or you could do it because you... I didn't account for the... Oh, no. I didn't account for the track. And now with the Zhangji horse... Okay, I totally fucked up. So because of the check, they were able to do basically whatever they want. They could still double take here. To some extent. That might even be mate. No, but you have the knight here. Now you have to address the queen thing. You take, I take, so you almost don't even want to do it. But you have the ability to... That is weird that you would even choose to do that. Now if you take, I take, if you take, everything's fine. So they kind of did something good, but then they fucked up there. Why not just ignore that with the queen, or just move the queen somewhere else? You didn't have to do that. That was basically like trading down. So they would have been up by more. You know, you're looking more at the score than you are at anything else still. But this is fine. Now, if you do this, I think that's a free take. I don't know whether they're worth 5 or 1, though. I can't really figure that out sometimes. I think they can move like this because, oh, it doesn't have to jump. But sometimes they can't. So we're actually in a fine position. They kind of let me off the hook a little bit, and there's so much shit in reserve here. Come to there, interesting move. You're threatening here, they have so many options of what they could potentially do that I can't even begin to figure out or guess what it's going to be. And so I'm not even worried about it. I almost shouldn't remind them that they can put stuff down too. So if I move this, they just take, they pin it down, whatever. They like these double diagonals that they have. This is actually a favorable trade, even though it's dumb, because it's worth 7, so I should just do it. But like, why not? It's not as good in my book as a rook, but we put down the other queen. So I mean, obviously they don't have a queen at all, and I have 2 queens, so it would seem like, oh, I'm winning by a lot because of that, but I'm really not. They have this there. If I put this here, they would take. I would. It seems awkward though. The Zhang horse capability would not work there either. If this dark square diagonal, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. But won't it leave me sort of hanging? They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. But it'll leave this one. Oh, I keep missing stuff. Man, everything, even like regular chess, is just a result of you missing the obvious thing. Where are these knights coming from? Like, I don't understand. Wait, what even happened? Where? But how? Is it like promoting, or wait, what the fuck is it bugged out? All they did was take with a pawn. You're trying to tell me my pawns promote if they just go there? I didn't even know that. What the fuck is going on? And even if it did promote, then why? I don't know. Why would he promote to that thing anyway? So this is pinned. Is there not something I could do? I wouldn't mind it going here, but it's just not able to. What is that sound that keeps happening? So 38 on the score. My time is okay. This is okay. I thought they might do something like that. But it's not really a big deal. It's covered by the other stupid ass thing anyway. By the you gotta find a seam where they can actually can actually attack something. So they kind of have more material, but I have better material, right, for the same cost. So by doing this, it promotes, but I don't know if I want it to promote. What if we go to here? Kind of blocks off my shit a little bit. They would take, I would still take. What is this shit, bro? I guess whatever they made it, they know it's gonna get taken anyway, so it doesn't matter. But you can go like this. I kind of want to promote for my own sake, but if I put it here, they would take, I would take, and then I might have a free, clean path to promotion. If they take there, I can simply take back. What the fuck is going on, dude? Yeah, now how do you stop me? Because even if you go here, I could raise it, but I guess in this case I wouldn't, but theoretically, at least. So, like, how come? I guess that's why, because you could do it in theory, but the reason why you can't do it in practice is because of the simple fact that it's because of the simple fact that if you okay, I can still cover that. If you raise it, they would take, I would take, and then I'd be promoted, but then this is still needs a cover, so I should have maybe gone there. They have a lot potentially stopping me there. If I go here, they would take, I would still take back. They might take my rook, but I almost don't even care. Now you have the fork, but it could be the Zhang Ji movement that fucks me over. That doesn't help me at all. So I could have just given up a promotion. Now this is worth 7, so mathematically that was actually an okay play to make. Right, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with respect to the... It's so confusing with the fucking crazy house element. Like, this is... You know, how would you... This is, like, not only more complicated than chess. This is, like, 10 times more complicated than chess. Even regular crazy house is more complicated. This is completely batshit fucking insane. Now, this is the better play, because actually what you're doing is... You're preventing it from taking the higher cost piece in that. Now this you theoretically would be able to take, but you're actually not able to take. I want to keep somehow threatening promotion to the extent that you can get away with doing that. You can attack the queen from here, but I can still take, but you don't really want to. Like, to me, this value doesn't equate, but it somehow, to a rook, but somehow, based on how they do it, I think a rook is just better than that still, but it's at least closer than it would be otherwise. So here, you can give a check, but I could take. You just got to move the queen. I don't know where I want to move it. It seems like, oh no, I'm forked here. And in a normal chess game, you would be, but you're not, because this is the captain that can obviously capture, which he is very well aware of that fact. We can go to here. We would get like some kind of cheeky promotion as well. We're forking 2 better pieces, so if you take, I take, promote, and I'd be forking the 2 rooks that remain as a result of that with the captain and the horse. This in itself is good because you get to just simply get a better piece for it. And then you're double tagging this, but it's obviously too bad of a piece to take, so now we have... I have 2 queens, but look, I'm still so passive. This is my whole nature. You attack there and then see what happens. So you you move this away. I can just take there, but obviously you don't want to take with the queen. What could it possibly threaten that would be a problem here? And the answer is I have no idea. They always do like these double sequences of moves with the knight. Like they'll do it, then I'll capture, but then they'll do it again to get like a fork. Right? That's what happened like the last game. This should still be okay. My captain guy is doing extra work to try to make this happen. Right, otherwise I would have been forked like constantly. Which means maybe doing this is dangerous, or maybe not. So score-wise, I'm actually doing just fine. Material-wise, position-wise, board-wise, everything I'm fine. You can't actually castle. There's too much shit going on with here. I could put a pawn, but I don't know how good that is. Not really too happy about the way that these queens are positioned. Like, these are the most defensive, docile... Oh, no, I have 30 seconds. How? I'm gonna lose because of that. Are you... The only way I ever lose in regular chess or in variants. Like, I was doing just fine. I'm doing great on the score. You should be able to convert your extra points into fucking whatever, dude. I'm gonna fuck up because of this. You should be able to convert your extra points into the fucking thing. Into the time. That's still +5, so it's perfectly fine. Jiangji horse, I'm trading down. I don't give a shit. You can take my queen. I don't care. I don't care. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. You're better than me because you're faster than me because I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's so dumb, bro. Like, I'm always fucking almost unbeatable when I do shit like that. Go to here, but I can still take... Can try to give a check with the thing here. I can even cover. You can always cover with that shit too. Don't tell me it's trapped. Don't tell me it's trapped, bruh. Bruh. But how? But how is it trapped? That's fucking impossible. It makes it seem, I mean, again, time is a legitimate form of the game, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do anyway. But it's the only way for me to possibly lose, which is unfortunate. You might say that with anybody, but it's not actually true because a lot of people don't use their time like that. Whatever, you should be able to make a move that no matter what they do, it's okay. We'll build like a whole fucking wall of pawns over here. If you want to take, I can take back. You can do that. I don't know how that value even works. Giving checks is always a good way to throw somebody off with the time. Like, really, what do you expect me to do? I'm literally Magnus Carlsen. I still wouldn't be able to fucking do this in this much time. Like, what do you want, bro? It's so dumb, bro. You know you're gonna fucking do some dumb shit. I mean, that is just thoroughly, like, invalid and unsatisfying. Like, you couldn't have beaten me. It was impossible. That's so fucking dumb. I'm not gonna act like the guy knows what he's doing either. Like, we're both, you know, new, unfamiliar with it, but that one we did, although it's a different orientation than it was before. I thought it was, like, vertical when we looked at it before. Stone gravitation. Like, what are some of these, dude? I definitely didn't do this one. But no, that's why I'm not even trying on these on purpose, because you know, because then it would go on for too long. Which I already thought it was almost over, but then there's all these ones that I didn't find normally. A lot of these are made by, like, actual people. In fact, this might be the same guy. Blitz. Like, why should Blitz matter when you can play this in any format you want? Aim for a pawn breakthrough or winning opponent's pieces by force. Make sure to calculate in advance. Yeah, like this regular chess thing that you would do regardless whether it's this variant or not. All this weird shit with the... So promotions are possibly a thing here where, you know, like, that's what confused me in the other game. I almost couldn't believe that there were promotions, like in the Infiltration Danger. Like, oh, look at these 3 pawns here, right in the red pawns next to the knights. If you move one of those knights, they promote. Like, it, what the fuck? Like, it's just not simple. Like, look how imbalanced this game is. Not that, whatever, there must be some nuance to it that makes it fair, but my pawns are nowhere near, right? Like, I only have 1 pawn as orange, yellow, right? And it's on my side of the board. So if I move the knights as yellow, they could just promote and I'm fucked. Like, there's nothing I can do. And it's actually just a mate in 1 in a, you know, normal starting position. So I love that about some of these variants. Like, if you made the wrong move, like with the cricket in the one of these, like, oh yeah, if you move the cricket to I can't show it because it'll keep going off, but if you move the cricket to the thing, you can just mate them in like 2 moves or something. I can't remember exactly how. Right, because the pieces can't move exactly right. So, like, look at the black king. If you somehow get rid of those 2 pawns in front of the king, all you would have to do is, I don't know, because, like, the king can't move sideways, right? It can only move on the thing. So if you get rid of, like, the right pawn next to the king, and then I put, like, my elephant, I don't know actually what it was. I can't remember. There was something very simple you could do to actually mate them. Like, if I put the bishop above my king, and then they move that 1 pawn away, right? The pawn that is, yeah. Get rid of the pawn to the right of the king and that little button looking thing to the top right of the king. If both of those pieces are just gone and out of the way, right? You move your bishop above my king, you check him, and it's over because he can't move. He can't move to the left, even if he was open, right? He can't move anywhere across the dark. You know, it's kind of confusing. You might think, oh, a king can normally move left or right, but it can't. It can only move in a diagonal. And so if those other squares are blocked off, so it's like a basic mate in 1 or like beginner's trap type of shit that you can do with a lot of these, because this is how stupid they are. So of course you should know that with every variant you play. Hello, how's it going, Nepser? It's all these different kind of variants that I've been going through. That oftentimes the trouble is you can't find a game, but actually it's not been too bad with that. You just have to make your own. If you host it, they will join, and that's why I have to give myself the 10-minute handicap. Well, it's not really a handicap because they have 10 minutes too, but because it's so unfamiliar to me, I'm not going to know what the hell is going on. So this one seems a little bit weird, but you have to get a pawn breakthrough, which I don't know how the hell that's going to happen. And I don't even limit the ratings or anything. It's like, I hate the fact that they take your ratings from the site, though, like from other modes. It should only do it in terms of this mode itself. I don't care about dynamic. I don't care about rapid. Just give me the actual rating for the game because it's completely different. I can see, but wow, some people have way too much of it. Yeah, I'm the type of dude who should actually make some myself, but this is the whole irony of people insisting upon the stale, repetitive, boring game of regular chess. Because, you know, as good as it is, there's so many different things you can do with it, and who's to say one is really better or worse than the other? This could be just as complicated as regular, not really, because it doesn't have enough pieces, but it could still be very complicated in its own right. So red goes first, and I can't figure out how to no. I couldn't understand how to start the thing because everything you're doing, you're gonna blunder a piece, aren't you? So if somebody joins the game, but then I'm not ready. But it said even I won. I'm so confused. Okay, let's do another one. So I guess you have to just give up a piece at the beginning because I'm not seeing a move that I can actually make. So I'll give up a knight, I guess. That is so weird. So maybe it's almost a slight disadvantage that you have to go first, but I guess they would have to do the same thing. The bishop can't move at all. The knight, the rook can't move or you blunder it. So you just have to move a knight and just accept it. Which I'm all for that with how much I hate the knights, but still. Sacrifice first, that's the point, I guess. I just couldn't believe it. Stone gravitation. Aim for a pawn breakthrough or winning pieces. So by the act of you doing that, you'll go there. They'll take, I'll take, it'll be fine. Yeah, at least let them have to do it first. So this dude's 1691, but that includes other modes, so it doesn't mean he's an expert in this mode. But he'll be shocked too, the same way, and flag, or abort. So we'll just take it with no hesitation. That's perfectly fine. And I still have to do the same thing, I guess. Or wait, where's my other knight, though? Don't I get a second knight? Wait, what? I thought there's two knights. Why does orange only get one knight? Maybe I get more pawns or something? I like how random some of these are, where they're clearly sometimes imbalanced. Not that I'm even using that as an excuse, but so he chose maybe not to take it for some reason, which is probably a really bad idea. Because now at least we're safe and just we don't even have to worry about it. Although it might be very constrict. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me, bro. Dude, this is what I mean. No, it's okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna get mated, but all these like little opening traps that you can't do anything about because that I'm fine. Well, I maybe shouldn't be too fine about it. You're so claustrophobic with this movement that I can't do anything about it, bro. You'll take there and then you'll start to move your own thing, your own pawn that's almost ready to promote. So the simple reality is that you have to get this shit out of the way and then try to cover it. The problem is you're still not going to be able to do it because of the simple fact that, I mean, at least we have a game here, but it's a little tricky. If red begins to ask to sacrifice to open, I guess, yeah. Let me see. We have to get, man, the knight can't do anything though. In fact, the bishop is screwed, everybody's screwed. So if you do this, I can't afford to give that up though. That's the one advantage I have, but now I can't do anything about that either. So you should just go here and then what can he do really? He'll do like that cheeky thing where he goes down once this is here, but it, whatever. I have to move this stupid ass knight, man. Now he has two connected pass pawns. I already fucked up. I'm going to try to beat him with this one, considering how awkward all these pieces are. Look at how expertly he made the bishop active, though. That was actually great. Just, I couldn't do anything with mine for a while. Now, you get an octopus knight, and you can actually start to march as well. So I'll take here. That's perfectly fine. You take with the bishop. I'm going to do this one, and even if it doesn't work, I can open up the other way now. So I didn't actually have to sack anything. I just had to... This is problematic, because now if you go here and he goes here, and then I take, then you take... Right, there's not much I can really do about it. I don't know. It's basically over because the promotion is so impossible to stop. I could try to give a check here, but he hasn't even moved the knight. Attack with the rook on C. I don't even know what is C. I'm not good with notation. Is this C or is this C? Or take on E with king for fork later, or with knight for fork later. If I go here, I'm threatening. Like, I should have just tried to promote my own before he could get there, but I was kind of too slow. I started off in a great way because I was happy that he gave me the knight, but then it was like fool's gold. Yeah, how do you even know what's kingside and what's not? C is on the left. How do you even determine that, though? Because we're not playing white versus black. I guess if you assume that yellow is white, but it wasn't. It went second. Or no, I guess it's the same regardless. What I'm thinking about, like the numbers. Like, what is this, 1 or 8? How would you even determine that? Because... Okay, so this I'm going to have to sack for it 100%. There's nothing I can do about it. Yellow is whiter. Yeah, but red goes first, I guess, so... how did this happen, bro? Why does my first game... I guess we got the abortion the first game, but why does the first game have to be this hard? Like, I get it. I don't know what I'm doing, but... that's even worse, though, now. I have no choice. I mean... Now, could I possibly race to try to promote? And the answer is absolutely fucking not. Because I'd have to give up a pawn to even try to do that. It's over. Right, when your pieces are already so limited. That is bonkers. This one actually seems kind of cool, but... Yeah, it allows promotion, unfortunately. So that's very good what he did. He was just like so on top of it from the beginning. Like he knew exactly... There was like mathematically nothing I could do to a lot of what he was doing. This is just dead. Like I can't even protect it. So I could try to take this, but it won't even work. You could try to like take, then try to promote, but you still won't be able to. So the point is you might have so many points of threat that he can't stop all of them, but this would be actually kind of worth it. No, but it won't. You're going to try to take there. He might be making a mistake, but I don't see how I can even protect it, so... Is he really going to let me do this? Well, now he's going to have to let me do it. Why the fuck would you allow that? You could have easily stopped it. I'm even singing this guy's praises, but then he acts like a clown. There was no mathematical reason. You could have covered the square for the thing, couldn't you? It seems so easy because the knight and the bishop are kind of both awkward. They're not like clean, straight line pieces the way you would have with the thing, with the rook. All right, now we got to take advantage of this, but I don't know exactly how. We can try to take this and check, which would be fine because then I don't have to... We're double attacking it too. We could take with actually the knight, but I can't... I could do something weird with this, like, oh, you can't take with the pawn, but doesn't matter because I would take, you would take... it doesn't quite work. Well, we got the promotion that I could have, you know, the best case I could have asked for. Now, his pawn structure is going to be absolutely menacing down the middle. Bishop is fun. I think it's a solved problem. What, like the whole variant is solved? Okay, whatever. I'm letting him have the pawn precedent. I can't do anything with this. I can take here, and that's perfectly fine now, right? Because he can't take back. I like that. Again, he is in a winning position, but at least I feel comfortable because he was in such a massive position, or he was in such a massive advantage, and he somehow gave it up. We can't do it still there. We can do like this, but we can't. We could do this, I guess. There's very little on the board, so it's very manageable now. That's going to be hard to deal with, I guess. If you move this pawn simply, you'll be in trouble, I guess. You can go here. There's going to be like some kind of crazy mate that you can do. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be. This seems like lazy. I should be doing something where I unleash and just mate you. And I don't know exactly how to do it, but it might just be as simple as that. No, I can't even do that. Or no, you know what I could do is I could do like this. And the reason why is because if you move it, then I take the queen. Somewhat everything equilibrates. That's a good way of putting it. Hey, Wheelie, how's it going? Okay, this is fine too. There's got to be something with the knight I can do. I just can't figure it out. This you cannot move at all. I'd be fine with doing it, but now I'm kind of worried about the lack of material. This would be a mating square. Literally, if I just like put the queen here and whatever you do, you just lose. He might fall asleep and let me do it. Right? It's just that simple. Even if I would go there, it's still mate, isn't it? Because he goes, you can't go there. You literally can't even move the knight. Oh, I guess what you could do is you could move this stupid ass pawn. He's not going to make a mistake like that, though. 2 upper, 1 slot. I think it was better for mate. Just move a pawn. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of forgetting about mine. I'm just assuming his is so strong that I'm not even trying to raise him. Do you go here, or what else can he do? He can raise the pawn. I can give a check. I can just give like kind of a check chain, even if they're not really that good. Or I can go here now, which doesn't do a whole lot. He's going to be very close to promotion. Oh, shit. No, wait, what? Oh, wow, I cannot believe. I mean, he outplayed me. This is what's happening in some of these games. They outplay me in the opening. This is a crushing, terrible position. And then why does he just let me have the queen? It makes no sense. Yeah, that's almost too easy. He gets the promotion that quickly, and then I'm just done. And there's, like, let's look at it from his queen's point of view. It's almost like he's being nice or he feels bad, but there's no way he couldn't have stopped this because... So if you stop it here, now we look at my next moves. Let's say you go there, right? And of course I can keep going, but then you go here, and there's nothing I can do about it now. There's no way to cover it. I go here, that's it. It's over. You just take it, and it's done, right? The knight can't do anything. I guess you could. No. It wouldn't even work because anywhere you go, it's still going to be takeable by something else. So yeah, you just go there. You go there. Or you could try to like... No, you just can't do anything. Right, so let's do another one. I like that as part of these streaks too. It's like if I lost that one, then I'm never going to play this one again, or at least as part of the set. So it's pretty important that we get crazy wins like that. Discovery, miserable miss. Yeah, he kind of deserved it. I mean, he deserved to win that one, especially if he had just stopped me earlier from even promoting it, would have been completely over. That's what always happens. Like, sometimes people are so good in certain ways, and then they just suddenly do something like that. Like, even I'm like that in regular chess. I'll play at a really good level for a while, like a 2000 level, and then I'll just make some obvious mistake. It could be partly because of time, but sometimes you just get lazy too. There's like some good psychological chart you could make that, like, based on how much you're winning by, you start to play worse and worse because you just get cocky or lazy. So you have to sack something as red, which kind of is weird. And what you're trying to do is basically get rid of this one. So if he takes, or you could always just take with the knight, but you'd probably want to take with the knight actually, because then you don't open up the pawn there. So if I'm red, I go here, they take, I take, or no. They take, I take, so now the knights are out of the way. Then I can put this down. Then I could... I'm here, they take, I take, so my pawns are intact. Then you can move this, then you can move this, although moving the rook is... I mean, moving the bishop is really awkward still. Yeah, most of these I do like, though. Some of them are, like, so different from regular chess that it almost just feels you know, it's even how they determine the rating. Like, this one has very little in common to do with chess. Like, if a grandmaster plays this one for the first time, I'm not saying they wouldn't do well. I'm just saying, like, it would have a lot less impact probably than what you'd think, because it's so just fucking wildly different that... No, I mean, I guess it still uses the same core pieces. There are some of these that are so bonkers that it would just have nothing to do with it at all. Right, you're using different pieces, you're using a totally different rule set. Yeah, like Enchanted Woodland. How would a Grandmaster do at this if they're playing it for the first time? With the fucking spell chest thing. They'd still be better than the average person, but it won't be like by that as much of a margin until they actually learn what the fuck is going on. How does the camel move? How does the... Those are like elephants. Or actually, I forget. The bishops on the left side, the ones on the right are like the elephant, where it moves like 2 squares diagonal. But the other ones move like forward, so it's not even like a bishop at all. It's more like a straight line, I think. It just moves like straight up and down. Some of these variants look like fever dreams, yeah. This one is pretty awesome. Just the cricket can jump over a piece. I like the ones with just vastly different pieces. We have to figure things out. Those little button-looking ones can move up one. I forget actually how the bishop moves. I guess it won't really let me look at it though. Let me see in my archive. I think we recently played it. Yeah, let me show that mating sequence. If, like, let's say we're playing as white, and we fuck up, right? So we go here, and then just do whatever you want as black. It doesn't even really matter, right? Then you go... Or no, maybe it does matter, because all you need is to develop the bishop out. So like you go here, they move this, I move this. It's like if they do the exact right sequence, assuming you trade this more is the point, right? But let's say that's out of the way. Now, oh fuck, you could have just made it right there because it's just that simple, right? Like even here, if you just like move this and then they move the rook down, you just made it. That's it. Sometimes you can get these weird positions that if the knight's just gone or traded. So we're gonna do that with no hesitation. And by doing that, at least he allows me to cut through. And what's even better about that... Wait, but I thought I didn't have to do it here. Well, and why don't they do that? I'm so confused. The point is, by doing that, now we can move this whenever I want, because it's a passed pawn that's also protected by another one, so you don't even have to rush it. So now this thing needs to move badly. This I don't really like, but I mean, just by moving the bishop, you can... It's just going to cause problems for me. Maybe I'll just move the king. I don't know what's going on. So he's gonna get... Man, I'm too slow with it. Like, I don't appreciate how long this is gonna take sometimes. Now all he'd have to do is attack me with the bishop itself. You come here, you come there. I don't understand the pace of this at all. I'm guessing they don't take the knight because your pawns become too... I guess, but I mean, when you have this little material, that would be my first instinct. I would just take it. So here is okay. So what I can do is maybe... You just need like one free move. I'm surprised they don't just go for that, because there's nothing I can do to stop it. I'll literally just have to sack for it. So if I just sack for this, then you move it, but then it's not covered anyway. I could just try to put... This is the same mistake the other guy made. You fixate so much on one promotion, now how are you going to stop that too? So now you take this and check. Big mistake. You cover there as well. Now I could like check and fork, but that's not even really worth it. He's doing a pretty good job blocking anyway. You go again, and then it's just a question of... It's just a question of moving the knight such that you can cover it like this. So he kind of recovered. He had the win there again. These people keep missing obvious things. They create a very strong position out of the opening, but then, you know, if he moved the bishop there, there's literally nothing I can do. I love how I do that. Like, I'm losing to these people, but I can see what they're missed. Like, what is that about, dude? Why didn't you just do the obvious thing as you're beating me anyway? Now you take, and if he takes, I can take the thing, or I don't really care even. Because you're up by a pretty good amount of material, or oh, here we go. Now you're fucked, because I can just take. Yeah, now the promotions and the pawns and all that shit doesn't matter. It's amazing. Like, this is so stupid. I'm losing both of these horribly in the opening. Maybe this one wasn't as bad, but I'm just letting them. The defensive master here, dude. I'm the Petrosian of this variant because I shouldn't be able to do this. Like, let me show. This is at least where I'm objective and honest, though. It's like, he's doing this, right? So you don't even have to do that. At what point could he have done it? As soon as my rook goes there, this is your next move. Then I don't know what I'm doing. And then this is your next move. And then what the fuck do I do? And even if I take, then you take, and that's, I'm losing the rook for nothing. Okay, so we'll do it again. He definitely did not recover. I like that beginning play where they just don't take the knight, though. I mean, it seems pretty much like, yes, it's going to help them maybe with the pawns, but I don't even know how much. If I'm red, I'll go here. They'll take, I'll take. Everything's fine. So then I'm left with the rook, the knight, and the one. So it ends up evening out. It is sort of fool's gold that way, right? You should definitely take because then the material is even. Otherwise, it's not. So then, oh, you have this imaginary, oh, the pawns are going to hurt me, but, then you're giving them a free piece for nothing. But then the whole stupid thing of it is, even as white or yellow, you still have to give up the piece. So I don't get it. You have an extra knight. Oh, I'm going to give it up. But then you have the extra knight too. So what is it about yellow that the pawns are that much better that you would have the initiative? You're promoting them here, but you have similar stuff for red. So red is forced to sack, but you're also forced to sack as white, or I mean as yellow. So if you do it here, take and then take back. Yeah, let's try to beat the 10 game win streak with the black letter chess. Or I guess it wasn't even 9 games, was it? It must have been like, no, I think it actually was 9. Again, some of those are not the highest quality wins, but I mean, you got to take what you can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which means obviously the last one you're losing. Is this position even balanced? Yeah, it seems a little weird. There must be something that yellow is doing that is better. Like you have the, like, how many pawns is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I guess so. That makes up for it. It's an even material because you have the 3 extra pawns. It's just not immediately obvious. Like even here is the whole point. If you get rid of this one pawn, you automatically have 3 passed pawns, even if they're kind of awkward. I guess that does make it fair. The whole illusion of balance in regular chess is, oh, it's perfectly balanced, even though white has an advantage, whatever. But it's the fact that, oh, both people start with the same material, but the exact same pieces even and the exact same position. But you could do that with anything then, replace the knights with camels and you both have them. So by that logic, it doesn't matter what the pieces are. As long as you both have them, it's supposedly even. Like, so that's not a very hard criteria to meet. Just have, give both players the exact same thing. But here it's a little bit left to interpretation with something like this. You have 3 extra pawns, like 1 extra one here, right? Compared to we both have 2, and then they have this random one, which might not come into play because since the king's there, you're probably not going to get through on that side. You're often getting through in the middle somehow, or at least they are in the beginning, and then I try to recover. This is like some clutch Yu-Gi-Oh type anime shit. Right, like I'm losing every single one so badly, and then I come up with some crazy shit. and actually with my life on the line. This is like a shadow game. If I lose, I get banished to the shadow realm and I can't play anymore. And I am running out of them. Like, how many more could there be? I'll have to go through the other letters, but trapped queens, that's my specialty. I haven't done this one. I haven't done this one. I did do this one. Right, it's kind of, I went by the list of the archive here. It's taking a little bit longer to find a game now. Everybody's scared of me. I'm going to farm the same people. Villagers chess I did, or I don't know if I did the number 2. I guess I'll assume I did it. I don't really know. I definitely remember doing this one. I don't know if I even did this. This one is fucking madness. Alright, we'll go here and let you take. Now, if you take, I'll take back with that. But for some reason, everybody hasn't been doing it. Okay, that's more normal of what I'm expecting. So now we're trying to open up something. You know, this is covering here. So if I raise this, that's a good way to sort of take some initiative. This I can't really do much about. You'll take, I'll take. You kind of have to, because otherwise you're just giving it up for free. This will open up a file for the rook. And it'll open up potentially diagonal for the bishop, and it'll be like, you know, now you're threatening actual mate, and then you have the knight, I guess, to stop it. Yeah, take the free pawn. Oh no, I blundered my pawn. Or even now, that might actually still be mate, or it's not. It's not, because you can go here, but you still have to... No, it's okay. Now it becomes a very simple case of just being able to try to take one of these pawns, which can be, you know, just as simple. I just take the initiative. They can try to do this one, and it would be... See, it's so hard. How would I be able to stop the one on that side? It's virtually impossible, right? It's just do it. You can just push it. I can't even get there. The knight would have to do some crazy shit. This one seems very, very strong. There's going to be a difference of like one move that you have to cover it with the knight instead. This one you can't even really do anything. So I may just go here, try to take with the thing. Take and give a check. You go there, that's okay. This would be probably moderately strong too, but it's one of those fool's gold things. Like, oh, look how it's positioned. You're not really going to be able to cover it is the problem, but I assume the other one will slip through in the process. Or did I just fuck up? Oh, come on. I just fucked up because I can't actually cover that one at all now. Okay, so we gave up our major advantage. I'm good right now, yeah, but this is kind of stupid. Or no. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck, yeah, I'm good. Famous last words. Fuck off, bro. It's so hard to get the bishop involved in the game. You can kind of block its movement a little bit. I mean, he could try to put... I had a pass pawn for promotion. This was the first one out of these 3. Rook could have covered... Yeah, could it? How? If he's there... Once I gave up the thing, now, how do I cover it? If I go here... Oh, I don't know why I thought I would have been taken there. Okay, it's still fine, I guess. We can try to give it a check. Let me just try to win this one. If I take here, I'm in trouble for sure. Right, it's a good bait play. Aren't you going to have to keep doing the same thing? I'll do a threefold repetition. Because, of course, draws... Oh, no. Draws don't count as a loss, so you get to basically... Oh shit, he lets me have this though. They always give me this little window of chance. Probably not gonna work, but... if I draw, it still keeps me alive in the streak and I can keep going. You can just block it with the king even head on and it would be fine too. Ah, there's nothing I can do. I could try to threaten the knight as if that's really worthy bait. They'll take the pawn, they have to move the knight, which is not really a big deal for them to even do. They can push this to their heart's content. There's nothing really I can do about this either. If I give a check here, they'll still move it, inevitably. I think it's just not enough time for me to get my own promotion off. I had the perfect one on the other side. I don't know, I just assumed like I couldn't cover it. Not even trying to do this shit now. Whatever, he can easily make me, I'm sure. This was the first one. This is the ultimate like reversal type of game, it seems like. Whoever's winning in the early game ends up losing later on. Right, the one time I seem to have the advantage. Oh, he is kind of not doing this the most efficient way, but oh, I don't know if I should have even gone there. There's just nothing I can even do. You can do that, which is cute. You can take there. I don't even have enough pawns to try to promote now. Okay, that's fine. The two that we won were almost really undeserved anyway, but I do kind of like that one. It's a little strange, but I refuse to believe he blunders this game away. Yeah, I mean that the last two are kind of like that though. In fact, you know, I can't believe I blundered this opening advantage. All I had to do was cover the pawn, which I guess I didn't realize I could do. So I was trying to get this one. I was trying to be all cute, like, oh, if you take, I take, and then you'll try to come in and take it. But then I'll get this one before, because you're so boxed out. Like, how are either of these pieces going to reach there in time? And it's just not going to happen. If you can get rid of the rook, that's all you have to do. But obviously I messed it up. I guess in this cluster of pawns, I just had it in my head that he would be able to take it there. But yeah, that's all I would have had to do, is just go like that. And then pretty much from there it's over. So let's see what the next one is. Is it going to be actual villagers test? No, it's not. It's going to be the X of tricks, which I definitely don't remember this one. Which is what even? Do you want to dare to try one of the most dynamic and mind-boggling two-player variants? Out-calculate your opponent in tactical complications to grab the victory. Pawns promote to wildebeest camel. Every player has 7 lives. The scoring system is based on points. Obtain more points than your opponent, win the game. In order to checkmate, the kings must be captured, which means there's no proper checks. But this is like some weird piece that I was just saying in the other thing. Not a proper king. Yeah, see, this one just goes batshit insane. Which I like, but it's going to be very confusing. So let me try to understand how each thing moves. This moves like a queen and a knight. This moves like a knight times 2. Like double the movement pattern of a knight. This is like a camel riding a camel. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I've seen some of these before in my process of doing some of these variants, but I don't. This is easy, like it's a bishop and a knight. This is like double of a knight. This is like a camel, which moves like a knight plus 1 square, plus a knight, which means it can do like both in sequence, I guess, or like either one. And then this is like a camel plus a camel, which would mean it can do like double. I guess this one would mean it can do either one. This means it's double. This one, I forget how it even moves, but you won't want to move much. This can like jump over a piece and then move to the square after, but it can also move like side to side, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, it's a camel riding a camel. Knight blocks check after he took the pawn was also a move. And then this one is simple enough, just a regular king, or a regular, you know, knight plus a king. Like, I'd love to see this. Who is going to play this, and who is going to know how to do this? That's my whole question. Who is going to actually understand? But then they somehow will, and they'll somehow beat me. Not that I do, but At least I have that like discipline mentality sometimes. Like I'm not going to try to do too much, but it'd be hard to measure like what trades you should really be doing, right? Like is this camel worth this camel? Like they'd be about the same. This one almost seems bad because it's going to move way too fucking wildly. It's going to move like halfway across the fucking board. Right, the camels are sometimes a little bit overrated. So this one probably can move like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, like either or. These look like the advisors, but they don't even look like they can be moved. I don't understand that. Like, why are they all grayed out? Sometimes they're just like zombie pieces that are just in the way. So some of these have been made by like actual somebody on the site. Like the last one I think was like that. They keep putting his name in there. Yeah, this guy. Whoever this guy is a legend of the variant page because, you know, that's just how they come about anyway. That they're like, you know, just random people. Is he like a really good player or something though? He's 2300, 2200, but I mean, hey, he's smart enough to come up with these variants, even though some of them seem random. The fact that the site would vouch for them enough to do that is still impressive. Like to put them on here. So we haven't had too many good streaks here. Sometimes it's just hard to explain what's even happening, but that was in the morning. So we did Rubicon, we lost. We won 2 of those. So let's try a couple of these. I mean, I'm all for the crazy ones. It's just sometimes you want one that's kind of similar to regular chess just so that you can take advantage and win like a high streak of games. Then that almost assumes that like I'm good at chess or something. I'm just going to move something just so we don't abort. So the grayed out pieces, I guess, are just there for show, which doesn't make sense, but really, or no, I guess you can move like either a knight or like I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing that or not. Like should I capture my own zombie pieces or not? Again, as if this guy really know. There's no way I can calculate this. Like I can barely calculate a regular knight. How am I? Oh, I fucked up. Wait, I didn't even know they could do it like that. How am I supposed to calculate a double knight, dude? See, here you can promote. I'd be inclined almost just to go for the simplest piece that you could. Yeah, like I kind of know that's gonna happen, but here you can capture this as like the cricket. At least in the scoring system, I'm not gonna pretend like I have a strategy or I know what I'm doing. Like I have no fucking idea what's going on. But he's letting me take something. He's letting me at least survive with the cricket, so I'm happy about that. Alpha 0, huh? Yeah, I'm fine with the general trades. You don't want to give up the queen for anything too obvious, though. It's 12 to 12, cricket for cricket, but I can't do it because it has to jump something. So in the act of doing that, you would obviously... I just can't calculate these. Like, they're too weird. How many... Especially with, like, all the blank spaces. I forget how those factor in. Like, it still counts as a space, but... I just win the game. Like, I don't fucking care, dude. It's so stupid. So now I know if the knight goes here, it can already, because these are such long range artillery pieces, dude. This is not a knight. This is like a cannon that's shooting like halfway across the map. The double knight looked too strong. Yeah, that was the winning piece. So the point is, you should value. I mean, they're all kind of good. I kind of don't like the camels as much, and I don't fully understand what that means with the camel with the knight on its back. Because when it's the same thing, it just means you have the option, I guess. No, it would probably mean the same thing. So we can move like a camel or a knight. This can move like a camel or a camel. So I don't know what that, like a camel or a double camel. This can move like a knight or a double knight. And again, the grayed out pieces are there just to get in your way, but you probably shouldn't kill your own pieces because so literally all you have to do, I guess, is get the knight. I don't even know what I did there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like, how did I? How did I even get it there? I went like here and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, something like that. If you like captured this one, but how did I'm so confused. I wasn't like trying to do that. I didn't even know I could do that. How did I get it there though? Is that, wait, it doesn't start there though. What the fuck is going on? Oh, I captured, okay, I see, I see. I captured one of my zombie pieces, then I went there, then I did it. So again, we might win every game just because people don't understand that. Like, it's just that simple. Look at this, mate in 3. You're not gonna know because even I don't know. Fuck it, dude. You're mated. You're in check. Oh fuck. Now whether he knew that implication or not, I don't know. But oh, here he'll take the same shit too. You almost have to use the movement pattern of this to um to sort of inform your whole thing, because you get to, you can take that, which is quite wild. You know, you have to use the clicking to just tell where you can move, because I couldn't really explain it otherwise. You can take like that dead zombie piece there. If you move that, I'm gonna try to you would think, okay, this can move like the knight, obviously. Yeah, this is maybe the best way to do it. Just keep clicking on your own pieces and you can try to figure out what's going on better from that. So if I do the same thing on the other side, take the zombie queen, take this, or I could do it from out here. I don't know if he even knows that that's a dynamic here, but we're down on the score. You would be able to take potentially this one here, the thing, and I could take back with the queen. Now maybe you can take with that one because my brain cannot handle it. But if I end up there, like, oh, I'm just trying to take the cricket. I'm not trying to put you in check, which it wouldn't even tell you whether that's check or not. You know, it's sort of telegraphing what I'm doing, because but you shouldn't be able to do that, or maybe you can't. Oh, okay, I hate that. So we can jump that in a way that isn't really consistent with the rest of how it works. Okay, bro. He's gonna be able to take me with like the camel, I bet. So how many squares is it really going? I don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. But where's like the double camel thing? Can't take my king or anything. You can take like that. I don't understand what this thing is really doing. He's just taking way too much shit here. Doesn't mean I couldn't win still, but it's kind of like I was trying to go too much for the easy win and it didn't really work, whether they even knew that was the thing or not. This should be moving like a double camel, which means it should be going all the way off the board like that. I don't really get why it's getting stuck. And you can promote kind of like around here or something, it seemed like, from the last time, even though I didn't really get to enjoy it. So here you are attacking like one of these dead pieces, so in other words, not the king still. I'd be afraid to get in the vicinity of his stuff. I almost wish it would let you do that for their pieces too. Just show me what the legal movement pattern is. So the cricket's in my territory and I can't figure out even what to do with it. This can move like one jump a square in any direction, which is nothing like how a bishop moves, so I don't know why they even use that icon for it. You have the cricket, which could maybe do this. You could maybe do it because you could jump it and actually, it makes it seem like you can go just anywhere, but it can't. It can only go directly how it's jumping. Look at me trying to just relentlessly go for the easy win shots, and he gives it to me, I guess, or maybe not. What did he do? Wait, but why can't I do it then? Oh, because it's jumping this. I don't understand. Can he actually take it from there, or what's going on? Would he be able to do it with a camel now? Like, I don't know. If he does it, he's promoted, I guess. Maybe I could take with the queen more safely here, or maybe he'll still be able to take me with the camel. Or, I don't know. I could go here and try to take, but no, I think he can actually just promote there. Why not just do it with this itself? He goes there, I take, you're kind of forked by this, I guess. These things are less like forks and more like like a pitchfork. This thing may or may not be able to take something on the other side there. I keep underestimating how hard it's going to be to do this. Very easy to lose to some sort of trick play because again you're hitting stuff so far across the board. Like what was it that was doing damage here? It was the potential of the ability to, I'm not really seeing what the point of this is. Like it can apparently go there, but why can't it do it from when it's in any other position? I don't understand my own movement pattern, so I'm just gonna keep blundering stuff away, I guess. You should be able to basically promote something here with impunity too. I'm not sure why you can't. I take here, but then you can certainly take with something, I guess. He's going to beat me just on the score because I can't figure out what's happening. Or I guess I was banking on the fact that I would beat him in terms of the overall basic position. You move like a knight, too. I'm really not sure. I'm not going to say, like, oh, this guy knew what he was doing, really, but Black won. Now, he won not because he made it, or wait, no, he did make my king. Oh, that was like a pin and I wasn't even realizing it, but whatever. Okay, so we got two very quick, easy wins with that. I was almost trying to go for the same thing. Maybe too much where I didn't need to do it. But, you know, you don't want to think too much, so that is kind of like the opening theory idea. You just go there and then it's very sneaky. I don't know that he even knew whether he was in check or not. He's just kind of doing the takes when he has them. So now we have one more. We can try. Let's do trapped queens here, which I don't think I've done. I don't know what the hell troll fiesta is. The real troll is that it's not even a real thing. So this is going to be free the queen and try to checkmate the enemy king. So the red queen is trapped between all of this shit. So how would we go about really freeing them? I could sack this. And then that's it. That's free, right? That's all you'd have to do. But which way are we even going with this? You're there, so this one's ready to promote, but then I could just take. So it might be just as simple as that. Just try to promote. Or I mean just try to sack something. You don't have to get too cute with it. Like just give up the rook. What else would I be doing? Like give it up, and even if he doesn't take it, then I could just move it, and then I think my logic there is correct. Right, you just do that and you're good to go. And now I can take the initiative all the more because you get to basically... Well, I don't want to free his thing, so I wouldn't want to take anyway. Or like if he doesn't have to give up his thing, then it's a problem. This is attacking there even if you were to try to move that one. Now you're double attacking like there. So I guess the problem is that I let them get free in such a way that they didn't have to give up anything for it. I can actually castle, so I'm down a rook by doing that, which is shocking. So how the fuck did they do that? Go to here. It doesn't mean you can't still win, but it's a little confusing, no doubt. If they took here, I can't take there. I can take this one. You have this whole thing. You're trying to... You could try to do the yo-yo here, but that often doesn't work. Like, you go here, then you go here, then you bring the queen in behind. How much pawn movement can you really do to slip around this shit is the big question. And the answer is probably a lot. You just keep going back and forth until one of them works. You can't do it there necessarily. You can go like this and you're kind of caught in a weird spot because if you take, I take. So if you go here, then I go here. And then you basically get to, if you take, I could take with a pawn anyway. I could take with the pawn anyway, and then we're back to square one, I guess. So I am down by the whole rook, so that is a problem. Or actually, I might be down by more. I'm down by like a whole bunch of other pawns too. What you have is a simple ability to basically... Why am I disconnecting? Let me see. Why the fuck am I disconnecting? I haven't lost too many games because of that. You're covering there, so the main material disadvantage would be the rook, but they're also up by a couple of pawns now too. You could go to here actually, and oh, it may actually be trapped. Oh shit, it would have been too. Or not really, because you could have gone there, but then I can like do some unleash, but I can't give a check to give the unleash. Now you go to here, but then that one won't be covered, I guess. That was kind of a cute thing to try to do. You could try to go here and then do it. If you raise that, I can't take it, and it's gonna be a back rank too that you're threatening. That's why all this queen threatening isn't gonna matter too much. This is still covered. Okay. Some of these ones are ruined by the point system too. Like, you want to see it come to a proper conclusion, but then you can't because you don't get to... If I take here, what's the problem? You take, but I don't have to necessarily take back. I wanted to go like this, but I really can't even do it. So this no longer has another extra cover. So this is kind of cute because what you get to do... No, but it's not that cute. You go here, you take, but then I'm in check and stuff. And so it's not like you're really able to take the thing. Because what you... Oh, I don't know. I make these positions sometimes a lot worse than they would. I thought, oh, look how cute I am with sacking the piece in the opening. Like, it really matters. But it was fine. It's just like... They didn't have to do it or whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like, how did they do it so easily where they didn't have to sack anything? They... Well, I guess they affect... No, they don't even sack that, though, because... My pawns are going the other way, so how did they just do that? I give up my queen cover. In that moment, I should have covered it back or something. We could still get a draw, stalemate type shit that would enable the continuation of the streak. A streak of 0 games won and 1 drawn. Just to draw out the fact that we want to keep this going. I'm not going to vouch for even my calculation and something like this where it's just an effort thing. Like, I have plenty of time and I just don't use it. Like, I'm just lazy. Which, while it looks bad for me, it's also true to the nature of the game. Like, if you just actually think through it a little bit, right, that's what most of the games come down to. So, I don't have enough material to really do anything with this shit anyway. All you would have had to do is, like, come down here, and then if I, you know, whether I take or not, you're still fucked. You can go here, it's still not mate. Even if I win some of these, I'm obviously not deserving it. Like, they're giving me a, you know, they're giving me sort of a free pass in situations that, like those 2 that I just won in the fucking whatever it was. Right, were totally undeserved. Like, are they actually calculating mate, or what are they doing? Could be a stalemate almost that they're calculating. Like, you're almost forcing them to do it. Could be close, but not really, because sometimes these pawns can fuck it up when you're just, like, right in the vicinity of it anyway. It's possible that this guy won't know how to do a basic mate. He's only 1693, which I don't know what that really means. Whether he plays this one a lot, but it doesn't seem like he could, because there's not, nobody plays this one really a lot. Bro. He's making it a little harder than it has to be. Okay, that was good for him. So let's see what else we have. Trapped Queens. Now, the one that I'm not really sure at all whether I played or not is the Villager's Chess. I don't actually know. Because I know that Villagers was in here, but if I had seen both of them, I don't want to accidentally fuck up my format. Like, how far back can we actually go to see this? That doesn't seem that far back at all. I guess what I could always do is I could almost check my YouTube. It's showing Villager's Chat, so would it not show that other one, I guess? When was this anyway? This was on July 6th. It shows you how long this has been going actually on for, and it's not like I haven't been doing it. I've been doing it every Tuesday, pretty much. Maybe this last one I didn't because I was doing that other Test of All thing, but I've been doing it every Tuesday, but I've also been doing it various other days whenever I have time. Right, so even like how I was doing that to try to get to 1700. So either because, yeah, look at this guy, 1938. Like, either he's just better than me at regular chess, or he's really good at this version. How they draw the rating from other stupid, you know, criteria that has nothing to do with the mode itself. They wouldn't do that for regular chess. Like, oh, I can be 3000 in regular chess if I'm, you know, it'll take into account my chaturanga rating and other things. Like, didn't you know that chess is just a variant of chaturanga in the first place? So this one I don't understand, because I guess that means I didn't do it. But it doesn't make sense because I can't even see it on here properly. Couldn't you load more or something? What the fuck? I'm going to assume based on that then, like what's one that I would have played? This Sirawan thing, for example. I did play that, so you're trying to tell me I lost the first game of it? I'm going to assume I didn't play the Villager's Chess too, even though I don't want to invalidate my whole thing. I almost remember playing this, but it must have been something similar to it. Develop your knights and unleash the power of the rooks to get a winning advantage. Pawns promote to elephant, hawk, knight rider, general on the 8th rank. Yeah, let's exclude the elephant thing because I played one just like this, but it wasn't maybe this exactly. So again, just because villager is in there, I guess maybe villager. Wouldn't I have seen it though? Like how I would have seen it and then I would have tried to do it, wouldn't I? I don't know. I don't want to break my whole format by accidentally doing this. It would show up though. It would definitely show up. Like what was one of the first ones I did? If you just go in order, like okay, 3 check or like Amazon jungle, so it will actually show it, even though Amazon jungle fight. And of course, I'm embarrassing myself. Like, oh, why does it only show one game when you look it up? Because obviously, I lost the first game in a lot of these. It's only because of the point system. The point system is rigged. Like, how am I finding these cues so fast anyway? These are such obscure, unknown ones. Why does black go first anyway? Everything's fucking topsy-turvy in this. You don't want to open your king like that, I guess, but let's develop the knights like it told me to. The bishops are, of course, far better pieces, though, just in general. So what is it the board by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 14 by 8. It's like Todd Howard said. Oh, fuck. No, it's fine. It just works somehow because, you know, no matter what, why is he drawing the game? He's scared or he wants to go AFK or something? This you could have potentially taken already, or I don't know exactly. This is supposed to move 1 in each direction. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, I'm just trying to develop. Sometimes I am tempted to play sometimes too fast here at the beginning of a game. Because of the simple fact that... Does that mean they just fucked up or what? So these actually don't cover each other, right? These are just like... This is kind of good for your visualization purposes, though. The queen is basically a rook. I am a big fan of this minimalized thing. This you could tell like a whole RP of this too. That's why I like Chaturanga. It's sort of more minimal pieces. There's no queen. There's no castling. There's no, you know, everything's just kind of worse. The bishop is worse in the elephant, in the form of the elephant. What you have here is the simple ability to basically look at it like, you know, oh, it's like a some sort of mercenary like Ike from Path of Radiance who becomes a king, right? Like this sort of common man who earns their way to becoming a king through their own merit or something like that. He seems ordinary, but he did something very capable, or he, you know, this is like Frodo after he, you know, in Return of the King, where they bow to him, you know, my friend, you bow to no one. So he's like a de facto king-ish entity in his own right. If you go here, I can't really do anything about it. I definitely don't want to do that trade. I don't like it being on the back rank either, but... How do these work? They only move forward. So here you can't fork because I could take with that, I could take with the thing. So this doesn't even work. This you'd just be threatening that in sort of a peevish, annoying way that's not actually going to do anything. But yeah, you have to remember these don't work as normal pawns because they only attack in front of them. And this is kind of okay, I guess. If you're trying to attack this, then I won't even be able to take back. Or if I take back, then you go and you fork. But I could still take back with that. Maybe I had the chance to take it like with the bishop and I'm having trouble seeing this all the way. I don't actually know what's happening. I didn't see when they did that, or I guess I just went there and ignored it anyway. Or I'm thinking about it too much like a regular... Fuck. Like a regular pawn with respect to... You know, oh, it could only capture diagonal, but obviously it can't. Like, this can't do that at all. Now I could take here, potentially. But think about how busted and jacked out the bishop actually is here, because what you have is I just gave up a knight for nothing. Maybe I can recover, but what is this? He's giving that up for nothing, seemingly. This can capture, or this can seemingly, no, it must not be a capture. It's just this would be a fork, but it's not actually a fork. So it doesn't actually bother me too much. This should be a clean take. You go here, you'd be forking to take the bishop, which is worth it. You got to think of the bishop as like a rook here at least, if not better, because of the simple fact that you have the ability to basically look at it like, oh no. Wow, they keep bailing me out. I just gave up a double take on that. What the fuck, man? Even when I win or do something well, I don't deserve it. Not only did he not take advantage of that, but he also... Now this could set up for like a sexy unleash play. Or this could just be good in its own right. I kind of like this idea. Maybe I can do something crazy like unleash and take. I guess not really. Or no, but the act of me doing that is still good. By covering my own king, I end up putting your king in check. So now what do you do with that? You have to go like this. And you can just take, and then if you take, then I take again. So the pawn's movement pattern is very limited, the peasant king, because he can only move. Does that mean he actually Oh yeah, of course, I just can't simply capture back. There are certain things that are in your head like this. You would never think like that normally, but oh, because, you know, he would have been in mate too. I don't think he can do anything because the pawn can't move, but also it's not even covering that the way that a king would. So you're kind of thinking like it, you're thinking of it like it's a normal king, but it's obviously not. Let me look for maybe one more thing here. I might have to go through every letter too. Okay, I don't think I did this at all. Play this modern twist on Shogi and advance. Is this really modern, dude, with the wagons and shit? Wagons and advisors. This seems like a more old school version of Shogi. What does it even have to do with Shogi? It's more just like, oh, is it gonna have all the weird promotions and stuff too? Pawns promote to a king. Like, where's all the weird golden knight, silver knight, all this kind of shit? I'm almost positive I wouldn't have done that. What is it called? Warui. I honestly can't remember though, just because. Why is it showing Amazon Jungle there? Oh, it's not even showing me. Right, that one doesn't even appear, and then on here. Shogi. Okay, fine. So we'll try this one. Shogi, as we all know, is a more beginner unfriendly game than even regular chess. And it's one that I tried to play and was a total mindfuck, you know, crazy experience. Again, I'm not even saying that, oh, I should be that naturally good at it, but I'm surprised at how good low-rated players can be or how overwhelming it can be. That's the thing that people don't realize. Like, oh, you want to be good at chess, or how come people are so good at chess? They don't realize, like, how much time you have to put in. And why is black moving first today? Like, what's going on with that? Now, these don't cover each other. I don't know how it works, dude. Now, if you go here, and then I take, then I lose this. Like, it's stupid-ass shit. You cover this with this, so you don't have to worry about the bishop take. Now the wagon attacks that, which... Clearly, this must be theory. Clearly, he must know what he's doing somehow. That means you can take this, I guess. Man, you don't even give me a chance to see, like, what the fuck is going on with how the pieces move and stuff. You can just take it. It doesn't matter, though, because this king is just cosmetic. right? So I'd welcome the trade. If you take, I take. If you take, I take. We move this up a little bit. This only hits there, which means this one's not going to be covered. And not only will it not be covered, but there'll be nothing you can ever do really to cover it, I guess. Or you could go here, but you can give this one up to for nothing. This you could potentially take. Let's use the Royal Advisor to do it. So this sort of king is just a body double type effect, and even the pawns become kings. Yeah, what exactly does this have to do with Shogi? Because it doesn't, aside from the fact that you can just put stuff down like that. That means this still covers that, so I'm fine with that idea. If you take, I take. Where can you put it, though? Like, you can put it anywhere, it seemed like? It's still covered by the advisor. Yeah, it seems like you can put it on his fucking territory, too. I guess that's the whole point. So can't we just do this for a threefold repetition? What stops you from fucking troll, dude? Okay, okay. Well, I mean, hey, the streak is still going. We're gonna have a 20-game draw streak with that shit. It's so easy to do a threefold repetition in a game like that. You just keep doing the same shit because you're putting it down and you're immediately initiating an attack with it. But the point is, it can be really easy to mate sometimes because you just put something right in their fucking face, right? With like one cover. You have one cover and one like dinky anchor piece like that, almost like a pawn. That would just be, it hits the 3 squares in front of it. But no, a lot of these pieces have nothing to do with the movement pattern of shogi, and they also, I guess it maybe sort of resembles it, but there's just so little on there. But no, that was not a win, but it was a draw. And for some of these, black has gone first, so I don't understand that. We can cover the bishop with that, so whatever happens with the pawns is not a big deal. You have to realize the bishop itself is not really even covered at all. We'll go ahead, we'll try to initiate this. I'm not exactly sure what to do with the advisor stuff here. If you move this here and move this here, then all of your pawns are actually covered. And the reason why they're covered is because of the simple fact that, but no, I do like the minimalistic nature of some of these. This is almost like chaturanga level of simplicity or something, but even more so because you don't even have to worry about, you don't even have as many pieces really. So the king just becomes like a regular piece. You go like this, and then this is covering this is covering this. This one's not covered. This is covered, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered. So sometimes you don't want to be the one to take. You can put stuff back down. So if you take, I have adequate cover for that. I don't even really have to worry about it. This one is not actually covered. But the problem here becomes then, you take, I take with this, and then you put the pawn here. So now it becomes a problem that maybe that's not something that you really want to do. Because now what do? I move it, and then you move it again, but then it won't be covered. But then it won't be covered, I guess, if you move it there. Or they put it kind of somewhere I didn't expect it to be. If you put it here, I can just take, so they would need more to cover that. Now this one, if you... I would take, you would take, and then I would still take. That's like a good little bishop bait trap that this one's always not covered. Mine is covered by the dinky body double king. That was one of my favorite little like alternate endings I came up with for a case. It's to Miles Edgeworth's, I guess, spoilers for Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2, where the instead of the body double who's imitating the president dying, he actually survived the whole time, and now his body double was found. Right, like the victim there was actually the original president or something. I can't remember even what I said, but it would have been better than the Simon Keys shit that they did. Now you can go maybe here and then try to... I had like this whole elaborate thing for it though. Like he basically... The body double for the president is found dead, and that sets off the chain of events. But instead of the body double being found dead, the original president is found dead, and they think it's, you know, whatever, the body double. But the body, or that's how they find out maybe that there was a body double. But the point is that because of that, Then they find the real body double who had killed and imitated the president all those years, right? And he's the final boss. That would almost have seemed like what they were building up to, but instead they just say, oh, it was really the body double. So it would seem like that the whole time, but it's actually just a case where you get to, there was like this case maker thing. I could fuck around with that, and it's such a good way to get out some of your RP lines and awesome ideas that you have, even if it seems sort of wasteful. That's a horrible move. Why the fuck would you do that? Oh, this guy's just bad, but in before I still lose when I'm talking trash because I sometimes suck or get bored or whatever. I have 2 pawns in reserve, 2 bishops. See, this is how you gotta play it. You gotta starve them out where they just don't even have anything to put down. So it becomes like a prisoner of war type shit where you try to... So this is just a free take. You can't take back. I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. You can put this down here and give a check. And then you can almost put down another one. Alright, and you also get that. But never mind that. We might be able to just mate your dumbass. Or maybe not. Wouldn't this be already covering it though? Isn't that the whole point? This one covers this one. And you're in check. And then you can even... Look at this wild shit. Look at this wild shit. Now you can do this. Or no, you can't. Whatever, you can still just do that. So I love this. Look at this. You like minimal variance. I heard, like, I'm not giving you shit to work with. Like, you have nothing. So sometimes this is incentivized not to trade. Not that I'm not just winning outright anyway, but even if I wasn't, like, don't even trade anything. Don't give them the chance. Wait, how did I go there though? No, I guess I was wrong though. I put it down there, but they could have just taken the whole time. So I'm talking all this mad shit. Couldn't they have just done that? Fuck. They would take, I would still take back. I'm so confused even what's happening. Sometimes my best moves are those dumb shit obvious ones. Like, they would never make a move like that, but then they do, and then you don't expect it or whatever. You would love to get in a position where... They would take, I would take back. They can't take this because this is covering. The point is that I want to put this down, but I can't really figure out how. If you go there, I take. If you go there, I take. I should win this one at least. My first game of Shogi ever that I won, even though I did win some, or I even beat like some 2,000 plus player, whether they were trolling or not. Somehow I even have video of it. I should have made a compilation every time I beat a 2,000 plus player, or in Shogi or in chess or any other such variant. What do? They put a king down there, which is maybe mildly problematic, but not really. They could take this one. Let me just take and check. You can only take there now. Couldn't we just keep doing the same thing again? And the answer is they would take, I would take, they would take. Right, like, it's not that you can't do it, but maybe this is worth a little bit more. You can just keep spamming this shit, dude. Like, how is it not mate still, though? What the fuck? Look at how many of these I have, bro. I'm gonna just not even really do it by mating you, but just by suffocating you. This thing you could have, can't put it there now because it's not covered, so I'm a little bit confused by this. Now this could potentially take here or there. So it's a little bit problematic that I can't do much else about it. This is actually very dangerous because you could go and okay, he resigned, fine. You could like go and kind of eat stuff up from behind. So even from your opponent that you beat, you can learn something that whatever. Let me actually look at that thing. Is that thing still around? There's probably much more robust ways of doing it, but it's like a Ace Attorney case maker. This is the kind of shit I could do as a what do you call it? As like a writing stream that you come up with all these good characters, but it's not really even about that. It's just let's see, how do you even do that? There's one that you have to like download that's super. I don't know if this is the same one. Build cases, try our new things. Seem to be new. If only you knew how not new I was, because I've done this shit in the past. Click on the most correlated thing to sample image. What the fuck am I looking at? Some of these are so confusing that they like these CAPTCHA things that a normal person would never be able to figure it out anyway. No, this could be a fun thing. I'll make like a whole case, but then it'll meander and be more about the RP and the character development than the actual, you know, than the actual mystery solving stuff of it. Or I could like recreate something that is. What the hell is this, dude? Select your character. You probably have to download all kind of shit, or it's just like kind of lagging. Or it somehow wouldn't be allowed, even though it's not like you're really doing anything wrong. But you're like already starting in court, or you gotta. Oh, this is gonna be like way more advanced. Or you know what it'll do is it'll somehow spoil stuff from. You can like show all the animations and stuff. This would be pretty fun to do because all it's doing is like giving a visual and a character model to something. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this, but just because it's something I'm familiar with, that would be kind of fun. Like how would you actually save it though if I was gonna do that? Like let's say okay, just do some basic dialogue. I don't know how you actually do this. Okay, let's say she's the judge or something. So now she'll say something. No judge actions available for this role. Mute a character. Like okay, just say let's say she says hello. So now does that get saved in like in like a script or something? I forget how you're actually meant to do this. Pairing, custom show name, like what if I do this? Like, will this change it? This is definitely different than how it worked in the past. That changes how her name looks, but the whole problem is that how would you switch between characters, and how would you also? This doesn't seem like it's really meant to be how the case maker thing was. This just seems more like if you were just like talking to somebody else. Period. No, I don't want it to spoil some of the games that maybe I didn't actually play. I don't know what any of this shit is. This is like the boathouse or like Gourd Lake. How do you like, let's say you were to save this and then non-interrupting pre-animation additive. I don't know what that means. Like she said hello, she said yo, this is your script. And then what? Like, okay, let's say I wanted to add a different character. How would you do that? Hold it. Change character, random character. I'm so confused. I feel like there's probably a better way of doing it, but it would be a fun thing to do. I'll do it as like my throwback type of shit. My throwback Thursday where I get to not this Thursday because I was trying to do WoW, but that would be kind of a good idea for it. Okay, let's do like maybe one more just to try to get on a good streak here. I haven't had a really good one, I guess, since the Black Letter one. It's just been a couple games here and there. Or, oh no, that makes it look like I lost, but that was actually a draw. I forgot even that we played two of them. So you got to play it simply, but it's very hard to mate, or at least I was having trouble doing it. So the whole thing is, it's kind of like Crazy House, but it's also, you know, whatever, limited, minimalistic. Because all the pieces kind of suck. This is like it just hits something up by that much. And this just hits stuff to one diagonal here and here. This hits something up by 2. This hits something, you know, diagonal. The rook is actually very good. The king obviously moves just like a regular king. The bishop is good. So if you were to assess piece value, you would basically say it in such a way that you get to the only really good pieces are some of the standard ones that you'd normally get anyway. We try to just get everything up off the back rank. Not that it really matters, but... Or you almost want to move this in first. Move fast, so it makes it seem like you actually know what you're doing, and you put some fear into them. So if you move this, I take, then you take, then I take. But if you take, I take, you take, and then I can put it back down again, and that pushes you back. Right, so it's like some sort of incentive to not be the first one to take, or something like that. That's effectively just to try to cover the bishop, because you have to remember that the bishop actually doesn't have cover at the beginning of the game, so if this moves, right, and these are both moved, you could just take it for free. That's some sort of like bait play that you can maybe do in actual shogi. Yeah, shogi is factually, objectively more complicated than chess. So how can that not be something that people consider? See, this is like bad in a way, but it's not. But it normally could be, because they would take, I would take, and then they could put it back down. But in this case, putting it back down wouldn't actually matter, because you could just take it, right? So for example, if you do it here, you can't take, so now you're forced to move it, but it doesn't really matter because... Or no, it kind of does. Now I move this in your face, and then if you take, I take. So now you have... No, but you would still be connected to it. So you do it like this. I could do it like this, but then you could still take. So let me back off for now. So the advisor is really taking a fucking real walk into my territory. And you can always hit them... What? You can always hit them from the side angle. So if you do it like this, you would basically... Okay. They have the two things to put down, so it could be problematic. You can put it here, I could take. You can put it there, I could take, but then you'd still take. This is like a... No, but it's not a fork because it's not actually attacking anything. You can do it here, and there's nothing actually covering it. It lets you take there, which it wouldn't be... No. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. Now you can give a check from here, which is an interesting dynamic, which I don't know exactly why that would entirely be worth doing. You can do something like this. So now it's two of these covering each other. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. So isn't this like a very obnoxious thing to potentially do? You would take, but then I would take, but then you would take, but then I would take. Or you would take, but then I would take. And I have the bishop cover as well. That seems worth it, because the advisor, even though it's not great, you can't actually take it. It's very hard to actually mate the king or do anything with that, though, I must say. You can go like this, and so it's kind of right in your face a little bit. Or even this is covered, and you wouldn't want to take, but you have kind of too much to take with. You would take, I would take, you would take, I would take, you would... I don't know, I'll do this. That's still kind of worth it. I mean, you get the king effectively for it. Now, the rest would be a trade, but you would try to take onto there. This can be maybe dangerous to do that, because... Or it even shows up like as a rook there. And you could put your own rook back down, and we could trade it in infinity. You sometimes have to resist the temptation, otherwise you'll always get a threefold repetition. Now we'll take it here, I guess. Or I guess I can't. Or I can do like this then with the cover of the bishop itself, or I mean the rook. Or this could actually end up being the piece that ends up mating you. Because if you have these will end up covering each other, and at least I should be able to take this as compensation. The king can be very effective actually at getting behind these and taking everything from behind. You can't go here as I kind of mistakenly did the last game. You can go like this. It's amazing still that you're not in mate though. It's actually unbelievable. Or this will just be setting you up to promote. So you shit like this that can catch you off guard. Because now I have nothing to actually put back down, and they do have the rook. That's so fucking annoying, bro. But shouldn't I be able to still hit that back then if you go here? You could put like another one. Yeah, what if you were to just put it there? What is the promotion etiquette? Like you put the pawn already there, and it's either gonna be already promoted, or it'll be like I'll take and then it'll be guaranteed to promote, or what? But this is still dangerous shit that we have in his face, but I can only do so much with it. I could take back with like that one. Let's do this. And then if you take, then I'd still take. So the bishop is kind of caught out a little bit. We could almost just do that sort of endlessly, or we could just trap it given that position. So that's good. You're threatening there. You can... Wait, can it actually jump over stuff, or do I just guarantee take it, but I don't even want to take it? Why is this so unbelievably, incredibly hard to do, bro? Now, this can't take that. It's unbelievable, bro. Like, bro. So now, it can jump stuff, apparently, so that makes it a little problematic. It makes no sense. Like, why is this so impossible to actually mate? Like, I'm in clearly a good position, and then there'll be some crazy Uno reverse card thing they can do with all this kind of shit. But if you go here, I can take, and if you go here, I can take, and they don't have any synergy or cover between each other. And then you have the ability to basically, I can take here as well. I can take here, I won't be able to take there. They have a lot of stuff in reserve. Like, what if they were to put the rook down here, for example, but they do it in the wrong order? Why not move the pawn there first, and then if I take... No, I don't know. I have a rook of my own now. Like, why wouldn't this be good enough? And the answer is... You can't take... You can't do anything with that. Bro. But how? How is it not made? How? Bro. Shouldn't I be able to, like, do it here, then? For fuck's sake, man. That's impossible. Because I'm up by, like, such an insane material advantage. That is insanity. With the amount of shit you have to do. Like, it's still not made. It's still not made. Even though I do like it. It's a simplified version to the extent that the material is so limited, right? You only have the two advisors. You only have two of those. So you really only have like two good active pieces. So the whole crazy ass element doesn't feel redundant. It feels almost necessary. Whereas in Shogi, you have way too much shit going on, and the crazy promotions and the whatever, the lancers and this and that. Let me try to find that thing though. Okay, that's enough of actual chess. But what is that shit that I'm actually looking for? It's not actually the correct one. There's got to be better ones out there, but there was one that was like very to the point. Objection generator. Like there must be super advanced ones by today. by today's standard, but there was one that I had used. There was one that you didn't even have to download anything for. Web-based, but you can't actually do it here. This would be so cool. I'll totally do this shit like on Thursday or something. They probably changed how it all works now. It was just so simple. You would just put the text and just do it. Fuck off. Now I'll have to do some crazy shit. Yeah, I guess it's just down because it's giving me all these random site links. It's not the same one, like... Must use Firefox. Is that really true in this day and age still? Let me see. I don't remember using Firefox back in the day. Yeah, why would something have been better like way back then than it would be now? List of case makers. Is Attorney Online is a web-based case maker, but is it really though? Oh no, this might be more so the one that I'm looking for. Maybe that would be the main limit, that you actually have to use Firefox. Incredible. I haven't used this shit since May, apparently, according to the thing. Let me see what we got here. Like, let me see how I would do this. Games. No, like, how do you just make it? Create your thing. Okay. No download, just sign up. Do I really have to sign up? Okay. This is pretty cool shit. It might infringe upon something, but it's really not my doing. Let me do it with my actual official name then. Oh shit, this is nostalgic right here. This is a true throwback moment. Even though it sort of blends in with like it blends in with the simple capacity of being able to do my typical, you know, like writing formats of some kind. This is sometimes the way that it would. British English, I guess, is the only choice that I have. Time zone. I don't really understand. What is this UTC thing? UTC minus 500, I guess. Minus 500. Okay, America. What is all this? America slash. What the fuck is all this? North Dakota Center. Items marked. What the fuck am I looking at? America slash. All these other weird words that I don't know what they are. America slash Jamaica. Mexico City. None of these are. Indiana slash Tell City. How about like New York, bro? I don't know what any of that shit is. Okay, fine. How many apples do you eat today? How is that even a good captcha? Like, how do you know? I just put a random number in there. I could be a bot. Full trial manager. Okay, here we go. Create new trial. I just want to see how this works. Edit. Okay, let me actually just show this for a second just to see what it's about. Or just to refresh my memory. Title. I would do it in like my own style. Like it wouldn't really be like how those games are. It would be like super, you know, again, you're trying to like RP and have all these good lines and quotes and stuff. I'm sure you can change that later, right? Publicly released. Open an editor. This is all I want to see. This was actually pretty easy to do, which is why I like it. You would just sort of do shit like very, I don't know. Use custom pictures. Hide at start. Displayed name. Could just be the question marks. So how do you actually like? So okay, let's say we were to start or like do the storyboard. Insert frame. Ah yeah, here we go. So like you go, it's scene one. You do this. Okay, so this is pretty much how I remember. I remember doing this distinctly, like in Wrath of the Lich King when I'm playing WoW, right? And I was doing this then. So this is like fucking 16 years ago, right? And I would like come up with some shit and write a whole story out in like this form. I don't know. It's just good nostalgic memories. Okay, see you tomorrow.